It is D&D Day. Once again, International Day of D&Ding. The one day that everybody plays D&D every week. For some reason, I don't know what happened with Thursdays. I blame Critical Role, but I don't know if it's their fault or not. I think maybe people just decided Thursday's better because who wants to play D&D on Friday, right? So I'm happy to announce, though, that as far as D&D Day goes, once again, my Thursdays are absolutely empty. I don't have a single game to play. I don't have a single game to run, man. I don't got shit to do, bro. I got a free night. Who the fuck plays D&D anymore? Holy shit, man. Could you imagine? I certainly couldn't. Whatever, man. Welcome back to stream. Welcome back to the VOD for everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you. It is actually Thursday, isn't it? Wait, where's my watch? I'm not wearing my watch. I always wear my watch. I'm concerned. Today's Wednesday? No way. Today's Thursday. Bullshit. Wait. Is today Wednesday? Hold on. Wait. It's Wednesday. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, that's good because I was gonna see about asking my friend Dashto if he wanted to play some D&D tonight because it's Thursday. So yeah, it's Wednesday. All right, there we go. You know, it's fine. I had to go out for dinner last night. I thought that our dinner was on a Wednesday. I went to my dad's for Ella's birthday, so I thought it was on Wednesday too. Have I streamed once this week or twice? I thought it was streamed twice this week. Wait, really? Oh man. Okay. Well. All right. Apparently it's not D&D day. Apparently nobody's playing D&D tonight, which is good. Oh right, tomorrow was gonna also be Baldur's Gate. I forgot. We're gonna do Baldur's Gate tomorrow, so we have one day to figure out our mods, actually, our add-ons. I forgot about that. I said I was gonna play Baldur's Gate on Thursday, so damn, bro. You know, don't even question the day of the week more than I actually do, bro. You expect me to know the day of the week? What the fuck's wrong with you? You look to me to tell you what day of the week it is? That's putting a lot of faith in me, man. If I got time zoned, you absolutely did get time zoned, Ali. Oh man, thank god I don't have to play any D&D then, regardless, tonight, you know. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Not quite Thursday for Bizzo yet. Close, but not quite. That's true. Actually I forgot that it is Thursday for somebody at some point today, which is exciting, I guess. I don't know who, but you know, in our time zones we don't have to worry about it. So I'm just gonna chill then. I'm not, man, fuck. I thought I was gonna have to play D&D, bro. Who'd thought? I don't have to play D&D regardless because it's the wrong day of the week. Oh well. It's okay, Grandpa. It could be Wednesday for you. Let's just get you to your chair by the fireplace with your charcoals, bro. Apparently I've been working too much, man. Maybe I need a week off. Maybe I just need to take some time off, man. I'm losing track of the days of the week. I'm losing track of the days of the month. Apparently it's already midway through December. I thought it was like December like 5th, you know, and then apparently Ella had her birthday and it's like, oh shit, wait, that means December's a substantial part of the way through. So maybe I need to take some days off. Maybe doing 80-hour work weeks isn't good for you in some way. Wednesdays for having to clean the house, do laundry, dishes, and watch the dog for the whole day. That is Saturday, my friend. That is Saturday, Moose. Saturday is my cleaning day. Saturday, I wake up bright and early. I do all the cleaning. I have a list. I make a list. It's amazing. And what I do for the whole day is I clean the fucking house because that's one of my passions in life is cleaning my fucking house for some reason. I don't know why. I like organized spaces. I like clean, organized spaces everywhere in the house except for one place. There's one place that I allow myself to be disorganized and messy, and that is this desk right here. That's the desk right there. That's where I'm messy. That's where I'm disorganized. That's where I just have papers strewn about. I don't know. Take next week off, man. Maybe I should actually. Government mandated D&D isn't for another little bit. Yeah, apparently. What is it about Thursdays though that everybody plays D&D on? I don't get it. Like, I actually don't get it. Why is it that everybody just seems? Because I ask people, like, I'm like, hey, do you play D&D on Thursdays? Because Critical Role. And they're like, no. And I'm like, how'd you arrive on Thursday? They're like, well, you know, just happened. So I don't know, man. I don't know the phenomenon, but you know, I'm right about it. Everybody I know plays D&D on Thursday. There's some people that play D&D on Fridays. I think I might actually start moving. I might move my D&D game to Fridays, right? I might do it for one specific reason. All right, there's one important reason why one would want to move your D&D to a Friday or Saturday night. Same thing with World of Warcraft raid nights or any sort of gaming event. You might want to try moving it to Fridays, because what that does is it weeds out the weaklings, right? Because if you have a D&D group, all right, imagine you have a D&D group. Okay, imagine you have friends that love and care about you. Imagine that there's people in the world that can tolerate your bullshit for more than 20 minutes. I know, crazy. We're our peers. We can theater the mind it, right? So imagine you have a D&D group, and you're like, boys, we're playing on Friday now. Okay, that's the day we're playing. We're playing on Friday. And someone says, God, on Friday? You only play on Friday? Dude, I go out. I gotta go out with the girlfriend on Friday. I got friends. I got things. You really want me to give up my Friday night for D&D? Yes. Yep, weed out the normies. Weed out the people that have things to do, that have social lives that require them to be out on weekends. Get them out of here. Get them gone. What are you doing on Friday? It's better than playing D&D. What's wrong with you? You don't want to be playing with those people anyway. So, you know, I'm playing today because Ulner asked me if we're playing or when we're playing, and I called her bluff. Oh, okay, that's just the way how it works. All right. It's the optimal no shit is happening day along with Tuesdays. Why? No, Tuesday is World of Warcraft reset day. So, yeah, sorry about that, Ali. Tuesday is World of Warcraft reset day. That's a very important holiday for me every week. Our group's day is Friday. It was Monday for a while, but then we realized that was terrible. Yeah, it's kind of terrible, actually. I will say. Monday D&D does sound like a lot, but then again, so did you have a regular like sort of work week? Because like for me, Monday is just a work day for me. It's a dedicated, difficult, heavy work day where I like put my head down. I try and do like a solid 12 to 14 hours every Monday. So it'd be awful for me for that reason. But I guess there's something nice about having the mid to end week stuff to look forward to, you know. But I wonder if early week stuff would be good too. I don't know. Monday, Tuesday is too early in the week. Wednesday is usually has other stuff to do. No one wants to do it on Friday, therefore Thursday. I think you're right, Atari. I think that's the way that Thursdays came about. Is just the generality of it. No one wanted to do it on Friday, Saturday, you know, because they had things to do. Sunday, Monday is awful. Tuesday, you're still tired. Wednesday, I don't know. Maybe Wednesday D&D is fine as well. But Thursday seems like it's the right night for it, you know. Best class I ever took was on Friday evenings for 3 hours. Profs chose that time on purpose. Real commitment only. Exactly. Only the dedicated are allowed to play D&D. I don't want any normies in here in my group. If you got date night on Friday, if you got stuff to do on Fridays, what are you doing playing D&D, man? No, I want to play with the real nerds. I want to play with the sweaty, neck-bearded, degenerate, useless nerds. That's who I want to play with my D&D games with. I don't want to play with real people who are going to have things to do. Imagine that. So, conveniently, I also want to play World of Warcraft with those people too. Not all of us are infected with WoW. What are you doing instead of playing World of Warcraft, Adley? Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean not all of us are infected with World of Warcraft? What are you doing? What do you have better to do? That's right. That's what I fucking thought, all right? Sitting down, reading Tumblr for 3 hours, all right? That's not something better to do than play World of Warcraft. Just admit it. You have nothing going on in your life that's more important than World of Warcraft. You should probably start playing an MMO, and I'll accept Final Fantasy as another answer. So, my D&D seems good, god awful, but the people that do it are built different. Maybe you're right, actually. Maybe Monday is the true day. It's the dedicated day. You know, the best time, honestly, the best time to play D&D, realistically, if you want to have the most dedicated group, is Thursday afternoon. Yep. Thursday afternoon. Make sure you don't have anybody in your group with a regular 9 to 5. Make sure nobody in your group has a regular decent job. Nope. Just you know, 2 p.m. on a Thursday. That's what you got. You got to be free for that time. So it was nice. Most of us were undergrad, but when we started graduating and doing our other stuff, it wasn't as feasible. Yeah, we used to play on Friday nights because of that. We played on Friday nights for the longest time because when we were in high school, we would just drive over to my place after high school. I think classes ended on Fridays at like 1 or 2. I think it was 1 actually. I'm pretty sure classes end on Friday in Canada at 1. I'm pretty sure 1 or 1:30. So regardless, we were at my place by 2 playing D&D, eating food, playing Tekken. I don't know, do whatever high schoolers do or whatever. 6 a.m. on a Monday, just saying that, dude. I wish I could catch that game, but I'm just never gonna try. I don't even know what's going on in that game. Viddy, to be honest, I love you, bro. I have no idea what your character's name is on that game. I'm never gonna catch it. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. You play at that time. What's up, Cal? Making cat girl VTuber bottles. Oh, that's what you're doing. Okay, yeah, never mind. That's excusable. That's excusable, I guess. That's a lot of work, Eiley. That's to be fair. So we used to play every chance we got, including after school, a couple of hours. We didn't have homework, plus weekends and school vacations. Oh yeah, man. When you have a small group that can actually play, like, you can play whenever you want. That's the best. That's the best because you just play when you're free. You know, when I had a game with Dashto and Ella where we played whenever the fuck we wanted, you know, until Dashto got a job on his new team because he was doing something slightly more mediocre than his current job, and then he got his new job and he's like, guys, I got to focus on my new job. And we're like, okay, and then we just never played D&D again in that game. But while he had less commitment to work and I wasn't streaming and Ella was just doing her shit, we could play D&D whenever we wanted, and it was great. I kind of missed that, which is why I don't think we'll be able to ever do that kind of a game again, because now everybody's got responsibilities and schedules and stuff. So that's the way it goes, bro. What's up, Bragg? Maybe we play D&D every Sunday, and over the last 3 years, have surprisingly few times where we had to cancel because enough people could not make it. That's weird, man. Yeah, what the fuck? You have to cancel every other week because nobody can make it? I gotta play a larger game. I think with my next D&D game that I'm gonna run, I think I'm gonna run it with a larger group, because when you play with 3 players or 4 players, do I play with 3 or 4 players? Me, 4 players. We play with 4 players. Problem is when somebody is missing, it's like, well, I guess we won't play tonight because like so and so is missing or so and so will be late. No, next game I play, it's gonna be there's gonna be a schedule. The game's gonna start at this time and end at this time every day, and then we're gonna play for 4 hours every week, and then we're gonna probably play with a larger group so that people can miss and not feel like, oh no, I missed the game, I don't know what's going on, we can't play. That sucks, man. So I think I want to play with probably like maybe 6 players. I like 6 players. 6 players for me is always a good medium between having individual sort of moments with players and having a big enough group for it to be interesting, basically. So I think I'm gonna try and do about 6, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll do big. Maybe I'll do a big game and do like 10. 10 player D&D is awesome. When it's 1 DM and 10 players. I don't know if you guys ever tried that, but it's actually a lot of fun. Here's the problem. You can only play 10 player D&D if one circumstance, one situation, one factor doesn't come up. That is that a group of 10 cannot tolerate any insufferable players, right? Like if your friend is insufferable in your group of 3, it's fine because it's just like whatever, you just deal with their little hissy fits and shit they have all the time during the game, no big deal. But if anyone's insufferable in a 10 player game, that doesn't work because they're like, no, I want to go to the bar and I want to try and pick up somebody with my loot. And you're like, fucking bards, man. God damn it. So you can't play with any insufferable people. It has to be 10 efficient D&D players that are all happy to play together. That no one can be insufferable. I don't know. It's probably a big server to run for. So still waiting for my first D&D game. Rag. Hopefully you get to play soon. It's great. You know. It's good, Nick. How you doing, bro? What's up, General Kenobi? Good to see you, bro. Including GM6, you just lost the game. All right, thanks, Busy. Thanks for that. You know, apparently we all just lost the game. Won't 10 players be very slow? No, not at all. 10. Here's the thing: 10 players is fine if everyone is okay. Sort of. What's the word I want to look for? 10 players. Everyone has to be friends, right? Because some game nights it's going to be about different players. You know what I mean? It's like you go to the town, and the town has like a big temple, and so your 2 cleric players, your paladin and your like divine sorcerer, are like, they're going to the paladin temple, and they're going to the new god temple or whatever, and they're doing cool things. And everyone else kind of has to have a certain amount of like, okay, I'm just gonna like chill this game. I'm not gonna like be super active. I'm gonna be on the sidelines, mostly supporting character, throwing in good ones once in a while, but I'm gonna let RP go for the people who are currently active. So the problem is with a large group like that, everyone needs to have a very good social awareness. Like one thing I always think that is a contentious idea within the D&D scene is the D&D is a game that requires social awareness. It's not a game to build social awareness. It can build social awareness and social skills, but I think that it's easier if you already have them when you're walking into D&D. And I know there's a lot of us, including me when I was younger, that played D&D to help build those skill sets, but there's a lot of times where it's like, if somebody doesn't have the awareness to like not be the center of attention every single game, then they can play in a 10-player game, and it's great. You have to legitimately be interested in what the other players are doing too in large player games, so that there's an interest in what's going on. You're engaged with the game, even if you're not actively the one doing cool shit at the moment. Even if you only get a little bit of time every day to be cool. Hopefully, and then the DM has to make sure everybody gets to feel cool every game, at least a little bit. So I don't know. I think they're fine. I like large games, but you really do need the players for it. It's better with a big group of friends, So you have to be comfortable with the group. Dragon game being about other folks in the group and not you. Yeah, it's. I don't know. Here's the thing. It's also you can also do it with a group that has a distinct like player archetypes. Like if you have like 3 wallflower players that just want to sit beside, they just like to be there and just want to be surrounded by their friends, that's fine. And then you have really an effective game of 7 players, and then you have 3 players that are just happy to be there and happy to be along for the ride. And every once in a while they want to like tip their hat at Milady and get a, whatever. That's fine, man. And they're not there to save the world or whatever. They're just there to like watch their friends do cool stuff and just be around people. That's fine if you have a couple people like that. And then you have a couple of RPers that are like always really into RP, and they kind of take the stage with RP. You have a couple of combat players that love to take combat really seriously, and then people kind of trade around, and they're like, as long as everybody is happy to watch the other people do their thing, right, then it's fine. If your RPers love watching your combat bros be all like combat bros and like win the combat for you be like, you go here, you do that, you right, and they're like doing big combat stuff, and the RPers are like being all theatrical and dramatic and whatever RPers do, then everybody's cool so long as you want to watch your friends doing cool stuff, which is why sometimes it's hard when you do like a pickup game, because you don't give a shit about these players. You just want to tell your story, man. You want to be the fucking guy, right? That's the way it goes anyway. Building social awareness through D&D requires a certain group to make up and understanding, oftentimes more youthful mindset. Yeah, maybe that's a good way of putting it. I don't know. It is difficult. D&D is a difficult game to play, I think. It's simultaneously very easy to play and very difficult to master. There's a lot of different nuances and stuff that I feel like people spend a lot of time talking about, but very little time practicing, if you know what I mean. But I don't know, man. My social awareness in D&D is great. Just don't speak. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you like, here's the thing, Blaze. That's fine in a large group, but like, you probably wouldn't be good in a small group. It's like if it was you and 2 other players playing, it'd probably be pretty uncomfortable, because there's a certain weight that needs to be lifted by the group. And if too many players in the group are very happy to be passive players, then the social weight is rested on the DM's shoulders too often, and that burns DMs out. So I think it's always about finding the kind of group dynamics that you like and the group sizes that you like, and saying, this is the kind of game I want to play in, and I think it's awesome when a group really finds and clicks. Like I think a lot of these D&D shows are really good examples. Like I think Critical Role is a very good example of a group that just clicks, and they're also friends that are all happy to watch each other be cool, right? So they do a little bit of everything. They're all RPers, they're all combat players, but they do a very interesting trading of responsibilities in the game. It's very intelligent. I don't know. I always really admire it when I watch Critical Role doing it really well, and I don't know, something to learn for your games or whatever. The bigger the group, the less you get to shine. There's no right number for players. It's all about what you want. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. I like big groups though. I like running with big fun groups of players. The biggest group that I ever really DM'd or played with for a long period of time would have been in high school, and that would have been That would have been 7 players. 7 players, and it was fine. It was great. You know, it was great. 7 players, 1 DM, and everyone had a good time, you know? Probably because we were friends outside of the game, so it was very easy to get along inside of the game and meme hard, so... But I like to run a game of about 6 again. The problem is I don't know 6 players that all know each other. You know, I don't know 6 people that all like would want to play D&D that know each other and are friends outside of the game, you know? So you kind of have to, I guess, as a DM, if you build a group like that, you kind of have to try and facilitate the friendship and just encourage your players to get to know each other outside of the game, which is a big ask sometimes, I guess. But, you know, basically no raid loggers. You know, you need to not have any raid loggers. Raid logging is a term from World of Warcraft. It's basically people who log in just for raid night. They don't do anything outside of that. They don't ever log on to do the dailies, to do dungeons, to talk to people. They don't log on to the game for any reason other than to raid. So if you have D&D players that are raid loggers, like if you aren't talking to your other players outside of D&D, there's probably a problem there. But I don't know, man. I'm not a fucking psychologist. I don't analyze people playing D&D. That requires a lot of effort, and I don't want to put that much effort in. All requires communication. The biggest thing I've seen most D&D horror stories is that communication is garbage. Yeah, or people. I think the biggest thing that I see in horror in that is a mixture of communication night or indecision. Indecision. It's like this whole problem that you're having with this person in your group, this horror story on Reddit is posted about, could have been avoided had you just kicked them out of your group 6 months ago. Oh, but I can't do that. He's dating my friend, and my friend's like my friend for a long time. No, you can't. It doesn't matter who it is. You can kick them out of your D&D group. You just do it with love and do it with understanding, and then it's not a big thing, you know? Small percentage of them were one individual just straight up being a terrible human. Yeah, very small percentages, I think, you know? For me, it's 4 to 6 players at the table. There can be 2 DMs. It's very uncommon, Rag. But an example...
It's been another month.
Wait, you didn't cancel your sub for another month? Holy shit, Nix. Thank you. I appreciate that. What's up, Nix? Good to see you. Thank you for forgetting your cancel your sub for 21 months. Damn, I appreciate that. What's up, dude? There can be 2 DMs, Rag. It's very uncommon. But like, for example, I did a game where I did a 2 DM game with a large group of about 6 people, or no, it was about 8 people for a little while at the game store. And basically, one DM was the combat DM, and the other DM was the out of combat DM. So I was the out of combat DM. So I would build the story, and I would build the narrative, and I'd build all the stuff. Then I'd tell the combat DM where we're going. I'm like, hey, we're gonna send the players to this dungeon. So if you want to design it, you know, let's see what you got. And the combat DM would design it all. And as soon as they started rolling for combat, then he was sort of the guy, because he didn't really care about story in D&D. He's like, I don't give a fuck what story we're doing or whatever. Just, you know, tell me a cool story. I'll be happy to listen, but I don't want to figure all that shit out. Like, I'm not a writer, idiot. I'm a gamer. I play games. You know, I roll dice. So, you know, it worked out for a little while. It was fun, but those games are always really hard because it's hard to really have a duo that really is in the same mindset about D&D for a long time. Sounds like orcs. Yeah, maybe. Cool thing about a big group is that you can go wild with encounters without worries. You can. Yeah, you can go crazy with your encounters. You can do crazy shit, and I love that. I love doing like 10 players versus like 40 goblins, you know. The problem is if you have a large group, everyone needs to be very efficient with their turns, which I've never understood players' indecision with combat. I've never understood it. When a player Starbuckses me in combat, I don't want to rush my players along and be like snapping my fingers, being like, let's go. But sometimes, you know, you ever find yourself DMing and you have a player that's just taking time, and you're like, oh man, you know what the board looks like, bro. You know everything that just happened. What are you spending 5 minutes trying to figure out what you're gonna do? You know, it's kind of like watching someone play Baldur's Gate sometimes, you know, just because we're going to do that probably tomorrow. And you're watching someone play Baldur's Gate, and they're just sitting there for 5 minutes trying to figure out if they want a fireball or if they want to fire a bolt. And you're like, how about you do neither and you skip your turn, you know? So everyone really needs to be on point if you have a large game, or else combat does grind on. So I do rush people along quite a bit when we're playing in large groups, but I think that's the way you got to do it. So there's a group and channel that I follow where a husband and wife co-DMs. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, man. If they're on the same page, which you'd hope so if they're married. So, what's up, Dorky Wolf? Sounds like my brother playing Uno. Playing Uno? What decision is there to make an Uno? To be fair, I haven't played Uno since I was probably 7 years old. So maybe it's a complicated game now of nuance and tactics and whatever. Are there any creatures with poisonous blood? I mean, sure, probably. That's the great thing about D&D. I don't know. If you want there to be creatures with poisonous blood, go for it. It's your game. Elder Eye Entertainment is finishing up their 5-year campaign with their 200th episode on Twitch next month, and they have 2 DMs the entire time with 6 players. I'd be cool to actually watch, see how they do it. Do they have, so Moose, is one player more in the, is it divided like combat and story, or how do they divide the responsibilities like that? Desperate to find a D&D party while I learn the rules fully. I mean, there's lots of places to find D&D groups, Dorky. I think, you know, Discords for D&D servers sometimes have LFGs. Obviously, Reddit LFG. I think the best way to do it, Dorky, is to get your IRL friends to play D&D with you. Just find your nerds, find your losers, and be like, yo, we're playing D&D, boys. Let's go. Let's go. We're playing some Dungeons and Dragons, all right? Y'all free on this night? They're like, yup, we're getting together. We're getting together, we're buying some root beers, and we're playing some Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, let's scoop. Now give me a sip or whisper.
Oh, Biggs, wait, but what do you mean a sip or whisper? You didn't prime. I only thank you for being your prime option. If I'm your prime option, but 2 years is pretty good, Niggs. Thank you for being my one of my very few 2-year subscribers. I appreciate that. Thank you, dude. Thanks for that, man. Thanks for being a part of it. That's awesome. Good to have you back in the guild for another month meetings. I appreciate that. Thank you for forgetting to cancel your sub for 2 whole years, bro. That's a long time. Damn, bro. You got some big subs out here. Holy shit. Nix and Meegs in here with the 20-something months. That's big. Thank you both of you for sticking with me all this time. My husband has a timer for combat and some combats like a chess timer. Does that stress people out though, Nix, or is it good to keep things going? Because I find some players really hate feeling like there's time or whatever, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's good. Combat creates a lot of pressure for players who aren't used to it or have a lot of choices to make. Higher level casters, resource materials, etc. Sometimes it doesn't help if the group doesn't regularly do combat. That's true. Like I always give players about 8 or 12 sessions to figure out how to play their character in combat if they're new. After that, I'm like, you better figure this shit out. When I say what are you doing, I want, like, you should know your character pretty well, you know. So I don't know. I have hard time. Like I have to practice patience in combat, Viddy, with players, you know. I have to practice it really hard sometimes. I don't know if that's a common problem for DMs, but it's one for me. Can a mage/magic user buy a small dagger for close combat, or magic user are stuck with staff? No, you can buy a dagger. You know, you might not be proficient with a certain weapon, Rag, but you can buy any weapon you want. A lot of casters will carry a melee weapon on them as well, whether it's like a small sword or something like that. It depends on the vibe of your character. Lots of times when I'm drawing characters, I'm asking players like, hey, do you want to, like, what kind of accessories does your character have? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, well, how about things like a dagger and, you know, this kind of stuff. And people usually are like, oh, it makes sense to have. So not only divided, they both play NPCs and roll. They take turns with dialogue setting up the scenes. They work very well together. That's cool. Maybe I'll check it out. I'm joining your Discord. My display name is something like Marshy. All right, sure. Sometimes people post for D&D games in my server. Not as often though. I mean, there's definitely more dedicated servers for that. But you might be able to find a game in my server. So, you know, give me a few hours. Yeah, all right. All right. Yeah, the tactical genius misprint. If they're told about it in advance, I think it can be good. They know who they are going to be fighting a week before, so you can turn the corner and see Beholder, cliffhanger, now prep for battle in 2 weeks. Oh, that's fair. That's a good way of doing it, I guess, because then you're not really thinking, you know, right? You're not really worried or whatever about like what spells do I have or anything like that. Obligatory about spam to get the numbers up for next year. Does that start today? Like does the Twitch recap for 2024 start today, or does it start January 1st? I would imagine it has to be today, right? Because it has to be like the last year in review or whatever, right? Like it doesn't just arbitrarily start on January 1st. So we can start emote spamming to get those numbers up then this week, can't we? Otherwise, games flow very well. Yeah, I'll check it out. A similar problem to VH, I don't like long turns in combat, so I end up sitting down with players a lot and making cheat sheets for combo cards and speed with them to speed things up. Yeah, it's great for new players. If I have an experienced player that needs that from me, Vidi, I just don't play D&D with them. Does that make me the villain? Am I the asshole here? But I'm like, if you're an experienced player, if you've played more than like 15, 20 sessions of D&D and you don't know how your character works in combat, I don't want to play with you. Am I the villain? I might be the villain, you know? I might be the villain, so that's fine. I'm willing to be told that I'm an asshole here. Tried something once at all the players have a default thing they do and tell me the fighter runs up and swings a sword, wizard uses firebolt, cleric cast guiding bolt, etc. So they're stuck on what they want to do. I went with their stated default. Oh, that's fair. That's an interesting way of doing it. Today has to be the day. Today or has to be today. Okay, all right, fine. Yeah, fuck it. Probably good. New emote spam year. We're gonna see how many crumbs we can spam in 1 year, Thorkin. So, the only time you should hesitate in turn order is the person is going right before you, throws a huge curveball, and maybe you're going first with the initiative is rolled. That's true. Yeah, Mudamus, that's a good point. If you're first or like something crazy happens, that's definitely more time required. Otherwise, you have literal minutes while you wait. It's also telepathic bond in the party is a good way to get with in combat party planning. I just let the players kind of do it in party. Like I don't need an out of combat reason. I let combat be more gamey in my games, where it's just like I'm fine with like the players doing like more game mechanic-y stuff while they're playing in combat. That seems reasonable to me. It's just more comfortable, you know. I don't know why, but yeah, things like telepathic link would help. But then you also get into weird things like, oh, can you speak right now? It's not your turn. Like, okay, yeah, it's a whole thing. But yeah, I get what you mean. It is weird though. It's like if it's like you have one villain, one boss, and the fighter's just like, I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna take a big swing. The paladin's like, I'm gonna go up and divine smite. The wizard's like, I'm gonna cast firebolt. And then you have like the cleric be like, what should I do, guys? Should I hit him or should I guiding bolt? What should I do? Does anybody need any heals? Anybody damaged? No? Alright. You think this will last long enough that I should waste a spell spot on my weapon? I don't know, man. I'm like, Jesus Christ, just go fucking swing your weapon. Like, holy shit. I can't handle that player. I can't be Starbucks in the middle of combat when nothing's happening. Right? It's helpful people make a general plan for their turn while they wait. I think so, yeah. Valid. Everyone's enjoyment in the game is important. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I've just played too much D&D with too many like different people from my game store days that I just can't tolerate dirtles. I can't tolerate dirtles, man. I can't be time burgled in D&D, and I can't be dirtled. Time burgling is just like I have players in my life, like, so I play. I'm not gonna say who, but all my players of my 4 players, I have 1 player that is a time burglar. They burgle me every week. And I love them. I love that player, and I'm not gonna ever, you know, push them out of the group. But oh boy, do they test the limits of what I'm allowed, what I allow at my table for time burgling, you know. So sometimes they're just like, oh, what? How many guys are there? I'm like, 2. Did any of them die? No. Are you sure? There's 2 guys? Okay, am I there? Am I in combat? And you're like, yes, you're all there. Okay, which one's hurt more? The one that Ella just hit with her fucking hammer really hard. Okay, so I guess you guys know it's not Ella. Alright, so it's one of the other 3, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, Dash, no, but yeah, I don't know, man. I shall use with every message sent. It'll be on the top emote of Twitch. Actually, Thorkin, challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Let's see how many crumbs you can post. In my experience, it's literally always the cleric, not even joking. It is always the cleric, isn't it? Fuck, man. Yeah, just truth strike and move on, bro. I make everybody leave the room and come in one at a time during con, make sure they don't metagame. That's intense, CJ. That's intense. Like, I like to take it a step further, where I could force my players to all write a letter of intent before combat to make sure their combat is in line with their original letter of intent. And then I do 1 by 1 rotating interviews with different scenarios, where I'll present the player with 3 possible scenarios of combat, and I'll give, and you know, and then they'll roll with, they'll tell me what to do for each scenario, and then I'll choose the correct scenario and I'll go with that option. So we have to go farther, CJ, to avoid metagaming in our game. We have to do some like Men in Black interview level shit for this or whatever. Barbarians are the best, dude. Rage, swing, tank, repeat. Barbarians and fighters are so simple. I love playing with them. It's like, oh, the barbarian's up. What are you doing? It's like, I think you know what we're doing. I'm like, okay, let's throw some dice. Let's do it, you know? But the two player classes that are the most insufferable in combat are Cleric and Sorcerer. Cleric and Sorcerer. The Clerics, because they never know what the fuck they're supposed to do in combat, and Sorcerers, because every Sorcerer player thinks that they're a genius. And 97% of Sorcerer players are not anywhere near as smart as they think they are. And they're just like, I'm gonna do all this. I'm gonna sorcery point, twin cast, ultra, reflecting mirror, dagger of +1 spell damage, casting arcane missile, bolt into fire, meteor orb, use ground magic, ancient druid spell from the ranger, try and conjure up our summon fusion strike ability to spend 3 more sorcery points to generate 5 to spend all on double twin quadruple casting. So now I have 17,000 fight. It's like, dude, you lost me like 5 minutes ago. Just roll your fucking die and tell me how much damage you do to this guy. All right, he has 3 health. Do you do 3 damage? Do you do 3 damage? Because like I've done this to a sorcerer player before. I'm like, the sorcerer player is like going through their fucking thing of all they're doing. I'm like, do you do at least 3 damage? And they're like, well, yeah.
Monkey arms, unmuted and heard him making fun of spellcasters. Fitting.
Awesome, Endura. Thanks for 100 bits, bro. Appreciate it. Look, but am I wrong though? You know, am I wrong, Endura? Yeah, exactly. Fitting, right? I only play with method players, so they can't actually cast a spell. I skip their turn. Oh, that's next level. I gotta up my game then, CJ. You're absolutely right. As someone who plays a fighter as a man, I'm happy to know it's those bookworms that make combat take ages. I still want to hit the big monster with my sword. Yeah, fighters. Here's the thing: fighters do sorcerer level shit with action surge and shit like that and combat maneuvers. But every fighter is a Giga Chat about it. Right? Fighters like, all right, I'm gonna use my like whatever push thing to push this player into the wall, and then I'm gonna use action surge whatever to use a knockback strike to hit them into the wall even harder. The wall's got spikes on it, right? Cool. Do I get any piercing damage on that? Cool. How many dice do I roll? Nice. Cool. So my hammer plus the piercing damage, this much damage. Cool. And they did like 5 things, but their turn was like 15 seconds. And you're like, okay, that was great. All right, Ranger, you're up next. Do I have any arrows left? Jesus Christ, I can't stand this shit. I can't. Get me out of this game, man. Get me out of this. I don't want to play this game anymore. Fighters players are the best. Confirmed. True. That's what I said, Ali. Yep. Like to add Warlock. Oh no, I only get 2 slots, so they have to count. I'm gonna stress out every turn just to use them. Yeah, Warlock players are they're not as insufferable as Sorcerer players, because the problem is the Warlock player will just like fizzle out. They'll be like, oh, should I use my thing? It's like, no. Okay, I won't. All right, great. That was your turn. That was your turn. That was your entire turn, Warlock. You know, that's it. That's it. It's fine. You know. The favorite thing I've done in combat was a minor illusion. You're fighting an invisible creature that I can only see, so the rest of the party were doing nothing. Turns to attack it. Yeah, I mean, look, dude. Casters, what are they even doing in combat? You have no fucking clue. Rogues just do sneak attack. That's true. Rogues enjoy rogues. Though the problem I have with rogues is our rogues are always just like, hey, so I had this is not the first turn, right? I'm like, no, you're on turn 17. Oh, okay, so I can't surprise the enemy. No, I had eggs for breakfast though, so do I get sneak attack? I'm like, no, you don't get sneak attack. Okay, but what if the sun is at this apex in the sky and casts a shadow that kind of looks like me over there? Do I get sneak attack? Can I sneak attack? You're like, no, No, Jeremy, you don't get fucking sneak attack, okay? You tell me if you get sneak attack, all right? Stop wasting my time trying to figure out how you can roll extra sneak attack damage because you're useless otherwise. Clark starts for players sitting on their phones scrolling TikTok while it's not their turn, and they ask for a recap of the last round before deciding their turn. I wonder what my players are doing sometimes. When we're playing, man, we're playing like online. I wonder if my players are just on their fucking phone sometimes. I should just start saying, put your phone down. Like, anytime a player needs a recap of what's going on, that's it. I'm gonna start getting bitchy about this. Anytime I'm playing DD from now on, and in combat, one of my players ever says anything to confirm anything in the encounter, I'm just gonna say, sure, there's 2 guys still alive. This one's more hurt than this one. Also, put your phone down. I'm just gonna default to that from now on. I'm just gonna tell them to put their fucking phones down. Even if they're, I don't fucking know if they have their phones. I'm just gonna tell them to put their, or like log off Call of Duty or whatever. I'm just gonna find various things they could be doing that I'm just gonna assume they're doing if they aren't paying attention. So yeah, it's always Jeremy Crawford. Yeah, sure. Is it? Is he the Sage guy? Was it Flower? Rogues head to the Reddit RPG horror stories. I play a rogue. My DM refuses to let me use sneak attack. Oh my god. Oh my god. Rogue players are the worst, man. They're the worst. They just want to sneak attack everything. Although, to be fair, after playing Baldur's Gate, I actually have no idea how sneak attack works anymore. Because Asterion can sneak attack things that I wouldn't have ever thought were sneak attackable. Right? Asterion, I'm just like, why is sneak attack? Why is that lit up? I have no idea. Let me sit here for a minute and try and figure out why can my rogue in Baldur's Gate sneak attack? Because I don't quite understand it. Oh well, I guess they do it anyway. Cool. Whatever. I guess I'll just one-shot this fucking goblin or whatever it is. So, I don't know. I'm very excited to play Baldur's Gate, by the way. I'm very excited to start playing it on stream again. I think we're going to go back to the beginning and redo Act 1, because maybe we'll do an evil campaign, actually. As long as you got an ally nearby or advantage, you can sneak attack. But sometimes there isn't, and I'm like, why? I don't remember hiding last turn. If you want to boost Crumb, you can only just read messages that begin with Crumb. That's true, actually. I could just favor entirely messages that start and end with Crumb. I could just have a filter on my chat bot that just doesn't show them up at all until there's just Crumb, you know? But here's the thing, Viddy. I actually need to make new emotes that are worth spamming and are worth actually, using. So I need to find a tutorial on quick Photoshop animations, because I haven't animated anything in Photoshop in a long time. And I think the thing that I need to really do is make some really compelling animated emotes. And that's gonna take me a while, man. That's gonna be like a day. Like, I'm gonna spend like the whole day, man. I'm gonna wake up and I'm not gonna log into World of Warcraft on a day off, and I'm just gonna make an emote all day. That's gonna suck, bro. So people better use it, right? I shouldn't call it sneak attack anymore. It should be rogue super attack or something. Exactly. It's not very sneaky. They should just call it, I don't know. They should call it something more fitting like that, you know, so you don't have to assume that you're always being sneaky. What in Pathfinder they call it? Backstab or something? Yeah, backstab's pretty good, I guess, you know. I'm getting a lot of advice for a good player. It's true. Rag, you want to be a good player? Never time burgle. All right? Never burgle anybody's time. That's what you got to do as a good player. Never time burgle, and you'll be fine. You'll be invited to every game. You'll be invited to every session. Everyone will want to play with you. You'll never be without a game ever. Within reason, okay? But realistically, you'll never be D&D-less if you don't time burgle people. You know? If you want my secret hot take of D&D that will get me canceled on the internet, it's that if you can't find a group, it's for a reason. I'm kidding. Jesus, I'm kidding. Fuck, man. Holy shit. Y'all are ready to go to Reddit with that one. God damn, man. God, chill. It's just a joke, bro. Fuck. I swear, man. People are so ready to just bring out the fucking Reddit cancel hate thread, man. I mean, it's true, but be a good player. Don't play cleric, sorcerer, or rogue. You want to be a really good player, play whatever the group needs. Be a really great player, play whatever the group needs. Or an Astral Sage. I have to figure out how Astral Sages and Astral Knights are going to be cool out of combat. That doesn't have to do with Eldara. Because, like, Sages and Knights are going to be really cool out of combat because they're going to have a connection to, you know, the ancient history of the world. right? That's important. That's cool. But I gotta find an out of combat reason, like why you would want an Astral Sage or an Astral Knight in your party. Where did my dog just appear from? We're not playing. Oh my god, you have a chew. That, oh, you want me to hold your chew for you? Did you come up here just to show me your chew? Okay, this fucking dog, man. Okay, alright. 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 I guess I'm holding her chew for her with my foot for the rest of the day. I did not know we were giving her a chew anytime soon, so that's a surprise. Alright, as long as she's happy. As long as dog is happy, I'm happy. That's not true. But is it though? Diplomatically, CJ, it is. It is. Diplomatically, of course. All real players play Astral Sages and Knights. All real players I've ever encountered. Yeah, that's true. You're not wrong with that. Are we canceling Evan now? No. We'll wait until if we can cancel. Wait for the cancellation. Till at least January. I have plans. That'd be great, Cal. So, quick crumb animation. Deuce approving in 3 phases. Zoom into the Crumb's eyes. Just reads like Monka. Yeah. Can we see her? There's not much to see. She's in her little onesie. Come here, Nina. She's got her little expensive designer Canada Pooch onesie. So she doesn't really want anything right now besides her chew. So she's just gonna be a little fidget monster if I don't put her down. Actually, she's being very good. She had a very good time. She went over to my dad's house for dinner with us yesterday, and she loves it over there. And my dad and his wife love her, so they're always very excited to see her, which is always very nice that she has another little family she can go to and be welcome in. I'm happy for my dog for that. You know, okay, I get it. You have a chew. You don't want anything right now that isn't your chew. Okay, air jail. Nope, air jail. How do you feel now? Do you regret your decision to growl? Are you painfully sorry for the language you used, young lady? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Alright. There you go. Here's your chew. That's all she wants. She just wanted me to put her the fuck down so she could get back to it, so. Okay, fine. You want that end. God, this fucking dog. I swear. I swear. Small lady. Yeah, she's trying, dude. She's trying her best. Alright. So yeah, I need something cool. Like, what's a cool thing that we can give a caster? Like, what casters are cool out of combat? What's a cool thing we can have them do? I want there to be some kind of like something that impacts maybe the survival of the game, like aspects. But I don't know what. Like, maybe sages can do some like navigation shit or whatever. I don't know, how much does navigation ever come up in your D&D games? It doesn't really come up all that often in mine. I don't usually make my players like have to navigate or anything. I'm like, all right, you can follow the trail. Very rarely do my players ever have to go like off-road, basically. So maybe there's some like celestial navigation thing they can do. What else? Maybe some like star chart something. Fuck, man, this is hard. Because we have to also give sages and knights a cool RP bonus. Something that makes the experience of playing a sage really cool. That isn't just like, you know, oh, you're part of this cool secret order. So now what, right? Stop bullying the baby. What do you mean bullying her? I am tolerating her right now, Eiley, so much. You want me to bully her? I'll put her outside and close the fucking door, alright? There. Which I might do anyway if she starts making noise while I'm streaming. Sometimes she's not happy with the way I'm holding the chew for her. So she will get upset and start grumbling at me. And then she grumbles for a little bit and then shuts the fuck up. So if she starts doing that today while I'm streaming, I'll have to kick her out. I'm not bullying her, bro. That's torture? Yeah. She probably deserves it, though. Let's face it. What has Unit ever done for me? Besides make my life marginally more difficult. Right? Because I can't think of anything. I can't think of shit. Lean away from a clay mechanical aesthetic. You give them bonuses if they're able to see the stars to use them to craft new runes, charts, new stars and constellations, and use them to navigate. Not useful when in a cave, but it does definitely set a tone. I like that idea of them like having sometimes they might have access to the most powerful abilities or like some RP abilities only when outside when they can see the stars. That's kind of a cool little like, I don't know. It's a cool little flavor thing that I really like the idea, but I'm not sure what kind of stuff we could give them to like sort of go along with that, you know? I think navigation is the most obvious thing, but like I just don't feel like navigation comes up in D&D all that often. Right? Navigation feels to me like it's not really relevant in a lot of games. No one wants to deal with navigation. Unless there's like, it's like part of the game, like the mini game of being at sea or something. But like nobody really does that. Most D&D is like in the town, talking to the fucking, you know, vampire count, princess, whatever, to try and get the special seal that opens up the tomb of the ancient saint that you can then loot the relic of the firstborn Nephilim to then, you know, summon to the world the soul of the great sage that protected it at one. Like, even I got bored with that. I had to sneeze. We're not holding her chew properly, you evil. I'm holding her chew with my foot just fine. Why did Elle give you your chew? You're too fattened right now anyway, unless maybe Ella weighed her. Maybe. Una has to lose weight. She has to lose about 600 grams, I think. She's a little fat right now. A literal fucking land whale. The obesity epidemic in Canada. Used to is called Ranger's second level ability, but do Rangers really matter? Like, be honest. Does anybody here play a Ranger? When was the last time anyone here played a Ranger? Because everyone like that tells you about the D&D characters, everyone that talks about the D&D character, no one ever says they play a Ranger. Never happens. No one fucking plays Rangers. And I don't know why. I don't know what the hate is for Rangers. Why there's no love for that class. But maybe I guess it's a telling idea of like how unpopular survival is in D&D, and maybe I'm going down the wrong path by focusing on survival aspects and that like immersive sort of gameplay. Maybe I should just like listen to the warnings and not put any survival shit in my game, and instead just have it be all heroic fantasy, epic encounters. Maybe I'm a terrible game designer, bro. It could happen, like, you know? What if it's true? Yeah, there are apparently Blazers Rangers. You play a Ranger? Wait, what game do you play a Ranger? How long you played a Ranger for? Is this a serious game or a casual game? Cause I don't know shit. People don't play Rangers, man. They say they do, but you're like, oh, I didn't mean that one shot you did one time, you know, 3 years ago. You do one of your games, really, Cal? What level are you? I'm suspicious here. I'm sus. I don't believe you. I don't trust anybody when they say they play a Ranger. I'm not confident that it actually happened. Do you know what I mean? Confident that there's lies being told. And then what can the knights do that sages can also do? Because it kind of be cool to give them both the same kind of mechanic or whatever. It's a newish campaign, so it's only 3rd level at the moment. Yeah, all right, okay, all right. We'll see how long it lasts playing a Ranger in D&D. Just like people tell me they actually play clerics. Who the fuck plays a cleric, right? No one. That's who. No one plays clerics. No one plays rangers. No one plays halflings either. We should remove all those things from our D&D game. Get them out of here. Remove halflings from the game entirely. No halflings, no gnomes, no hobbits. Nothing. If you're short, you don't get to play. D&D. The new age. Home game, Horizon Walker Ranger. He's 8th level now. We did take optional second TCOE feature instead of the Explorer one. So he's basically a worse fighter. Oh, okay. Yeah, alright. So you're playing a ranged fighter. Got it. Yeah, nice. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I respect it. I respect it. Should I play a ranger in Baldur's Gate? Is that what I should do? If I played a ranger in Baldur's Gate, I wouldn't have to have a Astarion in my party as a ranged rogue. Then I wouldn't have to play with the Astarion. That's pretty good, I think, you know? What is a high level for a player? It depends on the game, really. Some games, like, they take an age to get to 5th level. Other games, they're 5th level in 3 weeks. So, setting a new high for D&D, yep. Yep, that's what it is. Creating first edition games to fit 5e such a stretch and play style expectations. Yeah, it's a different mood. I kind of like it, though. They actually drew a gauntlet for him, a sketch giveaway a while ago. It's called the Arsenal Weaver. Oh, fuck, I don't remember that, man. Was it good? Did I do a good job? Was that a good one? Because let's face it, sometimes on Friday, I have kind of, you know, I have good sketches and I have sketches. I hope it was a good one. I'm sorry if it wasn't. If it was you, I probably did a good one for. Yeah. If it was you, I probably tried my hardest. Yeah, what do you mean? Evan doesn't try his hardest for every person that wins a sketch? That's not what I said. Backstory, landscapes, 388, the swamp and the ship. Oh, that kind of ranger. I forgot the rangers had terrains and shit like that. How could I forget? How's the Astronaut/Study class going? Pretty good, I think. I wrote down the first bits for playtests. I've officially got them down on sheets. I need to find a better website or way to format it though, because I don't like Google Docs. I don't like the way Google Docs feels, and I don't want to make people open up a Google Doc, because I think that opening up a Google Doc is really annoying. Like, I don't click on Google Doc links. If someone's just like, bro, Evan, you got to check out my new class, I'm like, okay, sick. And they give me a Google Doc link, I'm like, oh, well, I'm sure it's great. I feel like most people feel like that with Google Docs. They just have too many Google Docs to be a part of. So I feel like I need to find a different way to do it, but I don't quite know what to do. Because currently I don't want to just drop a changing Google Doc into the Discord. It'd be like, yo guys, check out my shit, play test it. That seems lame to me, but maybe it's not. Maybe that's entirely an invented me problem, and people don't mind Google Docs. That could also be the case. I guess I need to ask the guild. Home brewery? I've never used home brewery before. That's what I was wondering. I know there's some tools that like Mandara uses and stuff, and I've never really like touched them, so I don't know how good or bad they are, how difficult to use, or how annoying, or how, you know. Also, if it's just formatting, like I can do it myself in a Photoshop document. That's not an issue. So I could always do that. That's not a problem. You have the ability to customize the henchmen, this or whatever they're called. Just don't play with pre-made characters. Yep, no pre-made characters. That's Are sites play D&D online? There are sites, right? Yeah, they're great sites. If you mean to play like for tabletops, there's virtual tabletops you can use. Like Foundry is a good one. Roll20 is a popular one. I switched away from them recently. But I know a lot of people like them, so it's good for a lot of people to comment, but that's about it. Yeah, that's a good point. It just seems annoying. Like I just get annoyed by having too many Google Docs to like that I get added to or whatever. That I want to avoid it altogether, you know. But maybe that's me being dumb. And the Google Doc fiend. I also have 4 different Google Drives that organize my stuff. That's pretty impressive. I'll be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just dump the Google Doc for now, and we just deal with it, right? Maybe that's the way to do it. That could very well be it. Is just do that and deal with it. It's nice because they update in real time, so you don't have to change the link. That's one of the things that I liked about it, is that I can be like, hey guys, there's new changes to the night class and the sage class or whatever. You can check them out. It's on the Google Drive. But then also people like are playing with the old version, then they like lose it or whatever. That feels weird. Like if they wanted to play test a version of the sage that the new changes are not good or something like that, then it feels pretty bad. So I wonder if I just format it in Photoshop. Format the text in Photoshop as like a kind of like almost GM bindery looking thing. Or if I just use GM binder, I don't know, man. Using your goblin tokens, do you want to know which tokens kill players so you can sufficiently upgrade them? Yes. Yes, actually one of the greatest joys for me with making tokens is knowing when they kill people. That dragon we made has killed like 8 people. And I'm proud of it. The Knight Commander, the Dark Souls Knight with the giant fucking sword, killed 2 people in 1 attack. That's right, he killed 2 people. He TPK'd half the party. He downed 2 people and they died of their wounds. They died of their wounds because of him, and I'm proud of it. There's a kill count on it. Yes, I would like to know. I would like nothing more than to know, Ashley. Thank you. I've used a bunch of markdowns to do headings and image embeds and stuff. Homebrew is very handy for formatting. All right, home brewery. Let's see. Home brewery. What the fuck? Home brewery. All right. All right. Create your own. Oh god, I have to learn this, all this shit. Man. Can I just pay someone an exposure to do this for me? Can I just give someone, can I have a home brewery author mod? The mods are always saying they want to do more work for little to no recognition or payment. Can I just get mods? One of the mods to just do. No, Blaze, you're already the VOD mod. You can't do more. You'll explode. You can't do anything more. Oh god, I have to learn all this shit. Astral Night. Didn't work. Render warnings. Notice. Do 3d6 damage. Okay, what else? Do more. No. This is supposed to be a new line. Why the fuck didn't it new line? Doesn't work. See? What a garbage site. What a garbage site. What a fucking terrible tool, man. Yuna. Leska, Silmeria, Cosmos, Mimaru, Pancake Blair. What? Where did you learn that kind of language, young lady? Where did you learn to complain with such temper? Young lady, where did you learn to growl and complain like that? Because I'm not holding your chew for you properly. Would you like to be exiled? Exiled outside. Yes? You want to be kicked out? With your chew so you can go take it to Ella? Is that what you want? Yeah? Alright. I'll give you one more chance. All right. All right. Her chew is huge, by the way. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you what she's working with. I have paper towel, so you pick it up. This is dog, and this is chew. This is dog, and this is size of beef chew. Oh, you want this side? This is my life now. Oh, you want this end? Oh, okay. Sorry. Is this normal? This doesn't feel normal. This feels obsessive. Alright. Alright. I'm not touching your fucking disgusting chew with my bare hands. Here, I'll hold it with my feet properly. But if you fucking squeak at me again, if you growl at me again, it's over. Yeah, that's normal? Okay. Read the rule for Necromancer. They can't raise up any creature. It's only humanoid? Loose rule. Let them do whatever they want. What's the worst that happens? Yeah, what's the worst that happens with the Necromancer? You just let him raise some shit, and then you get the Ashley and Andy game. That indie game everybody's losing their mind about on Twitter. It's fine. Well, pick a template and replace all the text with your own. Other templates? Home brewery templates. Let's see. Class template. r/home brewery. What do we got here? Class template. Your class name here. Okay, how do I edit it? How do I change it? What do I do? What do I do? I click home brewery. All right, cool. Welcome, traveler from an antique land. Please wait. Please sit and tell us of what you have seen. The unheard monsters who slither and bite. Tell us of the wondrous items and artifacts you have found. Their mysteries yet to be unlocked. Of the vexing vocations and their surprising skills you have seen. Home brewery D&D made easy. So so I call this what? The Astral Night. Update on its own. All right. Okay. All right. So the moody the big T. The moody kid in the corner got a sword for his 14th birthday, and now he's here to kick some ass and kiss some girls, and he's all out of girls. So that's Is this what it's like to be Mendari? Is this what it's like to be Mendari? I feel like it is. I could be wrong, man. All right, this is easy. So okay. So what do I do if I want to save this? Let's say I want to put all of the information in here seriously. So save current. Where did it save? Do I need to log in? Sign up. Sign in with Google. Evan Blair art. That's me. See, edit, and delete only specific Google Drive. Nope, you can't touch my Google Drive. Make sure you trust naturalcrit.com. You may be sharing info with the site or app. You can always remove access to your Google account. All right, whatever. Log in. How do I log in? I just signed up. Home brewery. Log in. Or sign in with Google. Oh, there it is. Evan Blair Art. Continue. Why didn't it work? Let's just sign up with... Okay. New login created. Evan Blair Art. Log in. Why isn't it logging me in? You're logged in as Evan Blair Art. Okay, cool. Great. So now, how do I get back to Home Brewery? Home Brewery. Okay, I'm logged in. So, now how do I save this and how do I get this as like a new thing? You have to make an account, but it's simple. Just remember, you need Google to sign in. Yeah, okay, we're good. So, how do I save this as so if I write... Oops. Oops, that's not what I want. The Astral Knight. Now what do I do? How do I, you could ask Mandari, she uses it, how she uses it. I could, but then I have to talk to Faye. And if you've ever sat on Discord with Faye for 3 hours, you know how exhausting it is. And 11 days. Wait, are you seriously trying to find the exact hour that it switches over? The bottom of the screen in blue, but then where does it save? So where do I, so let's say I go back to Home Brewery. Where do I get this back up? Do I go to Brews? Oh, right here, the Astral Knight. So I go to edit, the Astral Knight. Okay. Block is the Wheel of Time. The block is a class of purple and an ID of a book and center text, the colored background. What the fuck am I supposed to put here? Images? Using curly injection as you assign an ID, class, or inline CSS properties to mark down image syntax? I only know what 7 of those words mean. A purple header? What is all this shit? All right, I'll figure it out. Okay, cool. I'll use Home Brewery. Thank you. We'll do it. 3 hours short conversation. Yep. All right. I'll use this. I'll try and use the Astral Knight or the Home Brewery template. Maybe I'll watch a tutorial on it and figure out how to do it properly so that I can actually successfully brew a class. I wonder if there's something I can do like this on World Anvil. If I could keep it all on World Anvil, that'd be actually pretty nice. Likely can't. What's this Discord link? Discord of many things? Nope. Don't want to be invited there. How do I get rid of the Discord and social media links? Like, I appreciate the template, bro, but I don't want to join your fucking Discord. Okay, whatever. I'll literally figure it out later. I'm working pretty advanced, but you just ignore the deeper stuff? Probably, yeah, you're right. You just ignore it. You just don't worry about it. Like all your problems in life, you just pretend they're not there, and then, you know, after enough time, they either go away or you go to jail. One of the two things. So, mostly about taxes, but no one's worried about that. So, I don't see any problems with talking to Faye. You don't see any problems with talking to Faye? Wow. You must not be aware of all the EBA X-Mendari beef that her and I have. Yeah, that's a lot, dude. That's a lot. If I had to talk to Faye for 3 hours, oh man, could you imagine? She'll like ask me where her free art is and shit. It'll be a lot, man. It sounds like a lot. It's a hassle. Never spoken to Faye, but she definitely gives off heavily prone to Midwestern goodbye energy. What is that? Oh, is that where she says she has to go do something? I'm like, okay, cool. And then a half hour later, she actually gets off? We Midwesterners do specialize in such things. Is that it? Is that what I'm dealing with? Is that where that comes from? Pretty much? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, alright, cool. I can't, like, anytime Faye and I get on Discord with a purpose to try and do something, like figure something out or whatever, figure out like a tool or an idea or something, we never get anything done. We just sit around fucking around for 3 to 5 hours, and then we're like in Discord the next day in DMs like, oh, we didn't figure this out, by the way. We figured it out in 5 minutes. So it's a whole thing, man. It's a whole thing. I love Faye though. I would commit atrocities for Faye. She's one of my best. An hour is pretty quick in my opinion. It's usually 1 or 2 hours, and masters can make you or them stay overnight. Oh no. Oh no, not the stay overnight, go home in the morning. There's too much snow outside. Oh god. Midwesterners in the winter when the roads are bad. Well, that's a storm out there, eh? You better just stay the night, eh? We'll make some bacon in the morning. Eat a little brekkie. Watch the game. Wait, this turned into a weekend thing. I can't spend the whole weekend here. I have work in the morning. Really should get going anyway. How was the thing you did 6 months ago that I never asked about? 3 hours later? Yeah, okay. Learning how to paint? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here, Thorkin. Alright, if you figure out how to paint, Thorkin, can you let me know? I'd like to figure that out too. That'd be fucking swell. Thanks for that. Also, good use, good job using the crumb there. We want to spend time out in the rain like that, but it's not raining and immediately thunderstorm. Oh. Are Midwesterners warlocks? Maybe. Their patrons are NASCAR and Hooters. And Ohio U University football. Wait, is Ohio Midwest? I forget. It is, right? Yeah, because it's like kind of lame, so it's Midwest. Right? That's how it works for... Yeah, okay, alright, cool. Yeah, I want to go to an Ohio State University football game. That's what I want to do. I don't know what you guys want to do on the weekend, but that's what I want to do for my weekend. Am I going to ever in my life? Probably not, but that's fine. No biggie. Really as much for NASCAR in the Midwest? Well, what do you guys do then? Just like tractors and shit, or what? Ohio's a state with the name that looks like a tractor. All right, hold on. America, hold on. Where's the test? Where's the test? Quiz, maybe? Oh yeah, okay, here it is. All right, let's see how we do. Okay, Arizona. That's Arizona. Iowa. Ooh, is Iowa the square one? That's Wyoming. That's North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, or Missouri. Oh fuck, which one's Iowa? This one? Fuck yeah, South Dakota. Got it. Nebraska, Texas, Oregon, Washington, Oregon, California, right? North Dakota, California, easy. Rhode Island. Oh wait, it's this one, right? No. Isn't it this? That's New Jersey. Where's Rhode Island? Is this Rhode Island? Oh, there it is. Okay, that's fine. Utah, easy. Utah is right here. Kentucky, easy. Right here. That's Tennessee. That's Kentucky. South Carolina, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. It's this shitty one, isn't it? Yep. Wisconsin. Oh god. Oh, thank god. Washington, Maine. What the fuck is a Maine? Is it one of these? Yes. Illinois. Oh wait, Illinois is Wait, this is... Wait, that's where Detroit is. Is this Illinois? Louisiana? Fuck. Fuck. It's one of these. This is Mississippi. This is not it, but this is it. That's Alabama. That's Mississippi. That's Louisiana. Arkansas. Oh, fuck. Montana? Vermont? That's... There we go. Massachusetts? Is that it? That's Ohio. Whoops. No, that's Connecticut. There's Massachusetts. Nevada. Okay, I'm good at this. Maryland. Nope. Nope. Yep. Virginia. Jersey. Delaware. Oh, fuck. What's a Delaware? Is that it? No. What's a Delaware? Oh, God. I know it's over here. That's in New York. That's... No. No, that's New Hampshire. That's Connecticut. What the fuck? Oh, sorry. Jesus Christ. New Hampshire. Whoops. Minnesota. This one? Connecticut. It was one of these, wasn't it? Nope. Yep. Missouri. Okay. So this is Kansas and this is Missouri, right? This is Missouri. Alabama is down here. New Mexico is right here. North Carolina. Indiana, is that a real place? Michigan. Hawaii. Mississippi. Oklahoma. Alaska. Ohio. Tennessee. Wyoming. Oh god, which one is it? Oh god, which one of these are relevant places? I'm gonna say that one. Colorado, Idaho, Kansas, Florida, Georgia. Dude, I'm so good. Dude, I'm so good at this game. Checkmate, America. Checkmate, European viewers. A better American geography than poof. All right, I don't want to hear none of this shit about how I don't know where stuff is in America anymore. I know where all the relevant places are. Texas. Okay. Where else are we doing? We're doing... So wait, so this is... Okay. I forgot where we were armor-wise. There aren't even that many provinces in Canada, and I struggle hard. Here's the thing. I probably couldn't get 100% on the Canada test. I probably couldn't. I'll show you why. Canada... Not I spell Canada. Canada province... test. Here, let me show you why I probably can't get 100% Canada. Right here. Nova Scotia. I don't remember which was Nova Scotia and which is New Brunswick. I think Nova Scotia is the island. Oh, I got it. PEI. Alberta. Ontario. Northwest Territories. Quebec. Saskatchewan. New Brunswick. Newfoundland, British Columbia, Manitoba, Nunavut, Yukon. Oh, I got it. All right. Yeah, I can't remember Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. Like, I don't remember which one of these irrelevant places is the correct one. I don't remember which one's the island and which one is the tumor. I think yeah, Nova Scotia is the island because. Actually, what even is a capital or what the fuck is the capital of New Brunswick? Capital of New Brunswick. Fredericton? That's not a real city. I'm being gaslit by Google. Yeah, 93%. Manitoba and Saskatchewan got me. Oh, yeah. Yep. You gotta remember Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is the one that's right. It's the sandwich. Yeah, Manitoba has to deal with Ontario. Alberta has to deal with BC. And Saskatchewan gets to be irrelevant and have a shitty football team in between. Now, the test gets really wild when I try and do Europe, but why would I do something like that? Why would I try and remember European geography? There's no point. They change their borders every 4 weeks. Every time they have a world war, they change their borders, right? World War I, did Canada change its borders? No. World War II, did Canada change its borders? No. World War I and II, did every country in Europe change its borders? Kind of. It's too much to keep up with, man. You know, if you keep tugging your chew so much, I'm not going to hold it for you. You little monkey. Right? So what's the point in learning European geography when it's just going to change next time we have a world war? Right? Am I wrong? Saskatchewan has no hockey team? Yes. No, they don't have any hockey team in Saskatchewan. They don't have the population for it. To be fair, I didn't think Winnipeg had the population for the Jets, but somehow they did. So go for them, man. They're having fun. Like, that's all I care about. I just want them to have a good time. You live in fucking Winnipeg. Your life's already pretty hard. You know, you may as well have a good time with the hockey team. So
I'll bet the Quebec version of the Canada test doesn't include them.
but they still get to use our money. Yep, you're right. You're right. Fucking separatists. God damn it. I'm blaming Thorkin for this. Let's not forget Yugoslavia. I couldn't even tell you on a map where Yugoslavia is in general. I would point to Eastern Europe and hope that I was right. I don't even know if Yugoslavia is a real place or if it's the kind of thing that people say is a real place, just a meme on you. Like the Balkans. I don't think the Balkans is actually a real place. Or Scandinavia. It's like you're just making up words at this point in time. I'm pretty sure Europe ends after Germany. Yeah, isn't that how it works? This is not quite far enough. Let's warp this. That's better. That's better. I'm from fake Quebec. Yeah, true. True. You have to remember the 90s to remember Yugoslavia. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's true. I don't remember the 90s all that well. I was between 1 and 10 through the 90s. One thing I remember from the 90s was the Canadian TV show on YTV called Uh-Oh, in which kids would compete for prizes in a game show format. And if you failed, the Punisher would slime you. It's the only thing from the 90s I remember. With the host Wink Yahoo. What else was there to remember from the 90s besides that and Mummies Alive, the greatest cartoon to ever exist? Even better than Gargoyles. Everyone talks about how Gargoyles was a work of art, but nobody talks about Mummies Alive. It's fucking tragic if you ask me. Bad geography, very bad? Yeah, me too, Rag. Clearly. If I only got 71% on the American geography test, I'm clearly pretty bad at geography. That's like, I thought I was going to get at least 80%. That's a pretty bad score, if you ask me. To be fair, I'm not sure how many Americans would do better, but... just because they have a low bar doesn't mean I need to as well, right? It's rough out here, alright? I'm trying our best with our geography knowledge. So this is a different piece of metal, right? Yeah, yeah, okay. I probably couldn't do geography for anywhere else in the world. Maybe Japan for prefectures, but it'd be pretty rough. So that'd be a rough one. According to the Canadian citizenship website, NFL and LAB joined Canada after World War II, and Nunavut, Northwest Territories redrawn 1999. So here's the thing: those are all places that don't matter. Yep. Yep. So yeah, that's what I said. Back in the old days, the Hockey Night in Canada intro was "Hello Canada" and hockey fans in the United States and Newfoundland. Because Newfoundland wasn't part of Canada. I don't know why we made it a part of Canada. All they do is fucking take our money and be poor. Right? And then America doesn't count, but you guys still like hockey. At least some of you do, so. That's the way it is, man. Fair? Yeah, who the fuck cares about anything that happens in Newfoundland? Look at a map of equalization payments in Canada, and that'll show you a map of relevant places in Canada. Which places are sending money to the places that don't matter. And that's how you sell. That's how you see who's doing it. And look, it's fine to be from somewhere irrelevant. It's like it's not a bad thing. I live in Alberta, for God's sakes. Got 42% in India, my own country. Well, isn't there like a billion fucking territories and shit, and states and former whatever? Like, isn't India really complicated? Maybe ask Bizzo. Ask Bizzo to take a geography test for India. We'll see how she does. See how everybody does for their home country. Yo, thank you for the follow Sweller. Appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome, my friend. Good to have you. All right. Did we ever figure out what we're gonna make the astronaut do out of combat? I don't think we did, right? I think we just sort of thought it'd be cool to have something and didn't figure anything out. Trying India and doing horribly? Well, that's impressive. If you're at least trying, that's impressive. Question is, how well do you do on America geography? It's funny to think about how big some provinces in Canada are compared to American states, but how fucking empty it is here. Just like nobody lives here, man. I think Canada just hit 40 million people though, which is pretty pog. There's like some of us now, or some shit. 28 states, that's it? In India? Oh, that's not bad. Wait, I thought you guys had provinces, not states. I guess I'm dumb. Won't be the first time. To be fair, I don't know why we even have territories. Why don't we just like province the whole thing? Just tell them to shut the fuck up. Just say like provincial Canada and irrelevant Canada. Irrelevant because it's fucking Arctic. And no one goes there. Except for my friend Earl, who has to go there every couple months to work there as a chef. Because he decided that he only wants to work half the year and get paid for a full year. And that's damn it, that's the price he pays. Is living in the Canadian Arctic Circle. You could throw a frisbee and hit both Russia and Canada. It's crazy. What's up, Azalea? Because reasons, apparently, yeah. He makes bank doing it, though. He makes a shit ton of money. I guess you have to try and convince people to go live in a northern island in the Canadian Arctic at a weather and military base station thingy. So, question for envisioning the Astral Knight. All right, existing martial and even some casters have fighting such choreography reference. Do you have something you envision or inspiration in mind? I envision of a mixture of fencing and HEMA. Like, I want Astral Knights to fight very elegantly, but with a sense of power behind it. Right? As elegantly and as flowy as, like, Astral... Their swords are lighter. So they have a bit of a lightsaber effect in that they are able to wield them a little bit easier. You know, but I think the general fantasy does that, where it's like, I've got an 8,000-pound greatsword. Oh, you can, like, still attack with it. Okay, great, man, thanks. You know, so I kind of play into the fantasy a little bit with them, and I don't mind it. So I like the idea of them having that sense of like flowy sort of capability with their weaponry, but also I want there to be a sense of power behind it. It's not all about like acrobatics or elegance or any of that kind of shit. It is at the end of the day, there is a certain like there's a powerful sort of stance that they take when they're fighting. I want it to feel kind of gothic almost to fight with, very traditional. You know, there's a lot of forms and a lot of like poses. I want HEMA nerds to think it's cool. The problem is no HEMA nerd actually thinks that fantasy stuff is cool, because HEMA nerds are usually 98% of the time fucking losers, but we love them anyway because we are them. Okay, it's just about self-awareness. But so we want to try and do something that would at least impress them, the HEMA nerds that are into fantasy. That's the idea. It stands for historical European martial arts. HEMA is like yeah, I'll show you. It's like these guys. HEMA fight. These HEMA nerds will like... Oh, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. They'll dress up and LARP like they're trying to fucking kill each other. And they study all the old like European codexes on like forms and whatever. And they're all like about the realism and shit of it. And it's basically like historical fencing, but you can be like a big fat guy like this guy and still, you know, get in there. You can be like me. I love the HEMA bros, but the HEMA bros are all very like it's all about tradition and shit for them. It's all about like, ooh, you have to be in the right stance and you have to take the right form and the right whatever. So the HEMA nerds are the ones that study the old European styles of fighting. They go for sort of the traditional aspect of it. We want the HEMA nerds to like the way the Astral Knights fight, but we also want the Astral Knights to be cool. That's the problem. So the guy in knight armor that fight it out, yeah, basically. Maybe a bit like Lord Skull versus Ahsoka. Ooh, Lord Skull is a great example. Yes, yes, yeah. That's a good. Hold on. What's his name? Balin Skull, right? Yeah. Or like, you know what, honestly, honestly, Atari, maybe more like Anakin. If we're going for Star Wars, I envision more like Anakin, because Anakin still had like a lot of that sort of like elegance and flourishy sort of nature that makes the Jedi cool, but he had a lot of power behind his, you know, like there was, yeah, I mean, I can't show it on stream, but I guess his exchange with Ahsoka was very much, if we're going by Ahsoka references, a mixture between like Balin and Anakin, 100%. Yeah, that's kind of a vibe for Astral Knights. Actually, that's a cool one. The RPGs for HEMA, I think they are more skill oriented than D&D. Probably, man. Those guys love that shit. He's a great move where he pushes down her lightsaber. That's definitely part of it. Yeah, that's there. Like there is a lot of power behind Astral Knights. I want them to be a strength based class. Like I'm inspired thematically. I'm inspired a lot by like a mixture between like Jedi and Death Knights, Jedi from Star Wars, Death Knights from World of Warcraft, Hema fighting styles. You know, like a lot of the longsword fencing, and then like traditional sort of fantasy monks. Can you ask for Astral Knight? Absolutely, Rag. Let me hear it. M1 Medieval is a great rabbit hole to go down. It's sword and board, medieval fighting, and MMA combined. Oh, that's pretty cool. There's like grappling and shit. That's dope. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Fuck yeah. That's cool. This is too long. Edit. Transform. More. Boots are hard, man. That's better. Yeah. But Balin Skulls are great. That's a great example. Anakin was a G, he was the best. Ain't no way so give up with Anakin or Luke. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. She seemed to do pretty well. I like that vibe of that sort of elegant power behind it, you know? Obviously, there's a lot of weight behind their weaponry, but I don't want it to be overbearing, you know? I don't want it to be like big barbarians swinging great swords and shit. I want there to be a lot of sort of like intent and sort of martial practice behind Astral Knight sword play or whatever. Okay, let's get rid of our background sketch here. Get our armor finally finished. I think we're gonna probably finish this today, maybe. I kind of want to have an Anakin Astral Knight that turns into Darth Vader Astral Knight equivalent. Sure, man, whatever. Fuck yeah. You got a story for that? Tell it. I want to hear it. I'm down. I wonder how... The light's gonna... Probably something like this. Alright. I gotta change perspective of this like central point. I realize it needs to be more up like this, so that's why I'm doing it last. They're full matches on YouTube if you're ever curious. M1. It's called, what's it called? M1 Medieval? I'll check it out. Okay. On perfect block of magic of a magic attack with the Astral Blade, the next attack with the Astral Blade will have some attribute of said blocked attack. Example, if you block a fireball, the next attack will be the blade will burn the enemy. That's kind of cool. You mean instead of like reflecting it and being able to like parry and deflect back, it like absorbs the energy? That's an interesting idea. Energy absorption instead of just straight up parrying. There's like a certain drama that I like behind the idea of parrying the attack and you just like send it back at somebody immediately. But I don't know, there's something cool about absorbing the magic as well. It's like you're almost bringing it into you and diffusing it or something like that, right? Is that what we're going for? The general vibe. That's kind of cool too. I don't mind that. I still just keep running through the back of my head like what cool thing we could do out of combat for the Sage in the Night, and I can't think of anything but navigation. Like, but how do we give him a chance for navigation to be cool? Right? Like, when in your D&D games do you ever have to navigate somewhere that you're like, oh boy, I wish we had a ranger with us? Because I can't think of any times like that in my games. Maybe that's just a me problem. Like, do you guys make your players navigate places? Because I don't, man. My players never like take the wilderness. They just always like take paths and shit like that. I do make him do survival checks for like going through the jungle or something here and there, but that's not like more meta navigation, right? You do damage reduction with this like monks deflect missiles, infuse the damage type, but you redirect the oncoming. Yeah, so that's currently how it works, Azalea. Is they have the ability to deflect attacks. As reaction, they can deflect and parry any attack, so ranged, melee, or spell. And if they reduce which reduces damage just like deflect missile does. And so the current Astral Knight parry works like deflect missile, but for melee and magic as well. So I like the idea of you being able to parry and knock back a spell. That comes from sort of the Death Knight inspiration from World of Warcraft, where Death Knights can parry spells, and I think that's a really cool mechanic to have. It's like a cool like mastery of magic type thing. So I'm playing a ranger for campaign because of navigating. Wait, you actually navigate places in your campaign? Really? Damn. I'm impressed, actually. Absorb Elements is a spell that definitely is really cool base for the class subclass ability. The more so instead of like reflecting the damage and like throwing it back at them, the spell, we'd instead absorb it, and then I kind of like that. That'd be a cool idea. We can explore that. You ended up taking cartography and navigator's tools? Really? Wow. Okay. All right. That's cool, dude. I'm inspired. Maybe navigation is cooler. Maybe we actually include navigation as part of the toolkit for Astral Sages and Knights. We just allow them to navigate based on the stars. And we'll word it in a way that makes it sound cool. Like you use your star charts and stuff with exceptional proficiency, so you know where you are. Or you can like perform a ritual or some variety or something like that to always know your precise location on a map of a correct map of a given area. Something like that. I don't know. Thought about subclasses yet? No, Ed, we're not going to do subclasses for the Sage and the Knight. Building them as a class as opposed to subclasses for like the fighter or the paladin or something is already a conscious choice, and I want them to be more set, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to have them be, and not just I don't want to have them be, but I also can't really visualize how I would generalize the class enough to subclass down. Because part of the problem though is like the Astral Knight is a very identity focused class. The identity of an Astral Knight is very specific. Right, it's not designed to be open like a fighter where you can be a different fighter of different varieties and whatnot. It's... Can you guys hear the crinkling? I just want to make sure that you can't, because Yuna just like put her chew on one of her crinkle toys and is chewing it. And if you can hear the crinkling, I'm gonna kick her out. But if you can't hear the crinkling, then it's fine. No? Okay, good. But yeah, so I'm not doing subclasses for the Knight, especially the Knight is like, I could make the Sage and the Knight subclasses of an Astral Adept, but I kind of don't. It just seems easier for me to just do them as like more of a heroic set class, where the Sage progresses in one specific way, the Knight progresses in one specific way, and we don't really worry about like how they interact. But we'll make them like similar, obviously. I don't want them to be seeing things that they share, because they are sister classes, but I'm developing them with more of like a hero class mentality. They're not designed for multi-classing. They're not designed for subclassing. They're sort of just like you get what you get kind of thing out of them. There's one progression tree, and that might be some kind of boring to some players. A lot of players love like taking what they like out of classes and subclassing and doing stuff like that. But I think to try and make a really satisfying, balanced, cool class as it is, I think that it's easier for me to just do them as a full class and to not really worry about it, not really worry about subclasses and things like that, or multi-classing and trying to balance for all that. Maybe we'll figure out some way in the future to find like a different vibe for the Astral Knights and the Sages. Sages could subclass easier, because you could be like, the Sage has definitely an aesthetic of Sages are more than Knights are. Knights are very specific things in the world. They have a very specific function, form, culture. An Astral Knight is an Astral Knight. It's like very identifiable, and I want to build that identity, because people find, like, I find people like to use identity in a world as currency they can spend. Right? If you go into like Game of Thrones and you're playing Game of Thrones D&D and you're like a Night's Watch dude and you're cool and you got all these cool Night's Watch things, it's cool to be a Night's Watch. Or if you go to Star Wars and you're a Jedi, they built a lot of currency behind the identity. And the identity, the stronger the identity of the organization in a fantasy world or a world or whatever, the stronger the like currency you can spend with that identity, but also the more narrow it becomes in some ways, right? It's a fine balance. You have to tweak all these different factors on it. So for the Astral Knight, they have a very, very strong identity, and because of that, they're pretty rigid. The Sages have a little bit looser identity, still a strong identity, hopefully, but it's a little more malleable. So every Sage is a combination of a mage magic caster, a research historian, archaeologist, a dungeon, delver, adventurer, and a bit of a tinkerer. So whatever, like different sages specialize in different things. You might have sages that are like less adept in magic, but focus all their time on like dungeon delving and finding astral magics and stuff like that, versus sages that like are all book smarts and spend all their time in the libraries learning new spells. You'll have different sages within the orders that do different things, and I want it to be like you can build your own sage for whatever kind of identity you want in the world to do, to sort of do with what as you will to tell your story. But when it comes to the knights really, they're a very narrow identity. They have a very specific vibe. Every knight you meet in the world is a specific kind of really intense dude, So subclassing could work for the Astral Sage, and I'm not ever ruling that out because I think we could do that in the future. But I think subclassing for the Knight probably wouldn't work. There's not like Knight Guardians that wear shields and Knight, Knight, I don't know, Defenders that wear heavier armor and Knight Monks that use punching daggers. No, the identity is they are very much, they all wear the same armor, they use the same weapon, they learn the same way, and they've done that for 4,000 years. And there's nothing you or I or anyone can do to change that. And so that's why, it's cool to be a knight because they have this identity in the world, but also it's a bit restricted, and people don't want that vibe, and that's totally fine, And if you want to like be the different one, you want to be the magic little sparkle pony that's different than the entire order, and you want to be the different, because like players will also play RP very selfishly. They'll take a very strong identity that's something that exists in the world, and they will play a character that takes all the cool factor of being that identity, a Jedi, a Night's Watch, a Lord of the Rings elf, whatever it is, and they'll play a completely different version and be like, I'm the different one. And you know what? You gotta let them do that, because a lot of players fucking love that. They play very selfishly. They want everything cool, but they want to give nothing back in return back to that identity. They want to wear different clothing. They want to have different armor. They want to use a different weapon. And that's just the way a lot of players are. That's totally fine. The world is there for you to take what you want, no matter how selfishly you want to take it. I have to build very unselfishly, very like within the confines of it, but that doesn't mean an individual player doesn't have to. If you don't want to use a longsword as an astronaut, you want to be the magical different one. All right, tell me the story about why are you the one that gets to use a spear? Why are you the first knight in 4,000 years to use a spear? You better have a great story, but if you have that great story, I want to hear it, So the knights are very specific. They probably can't subclass in any way that would make sense to me right now, but the sages could. I don't know. You make a part of the background feat. Sounds like a researcher that is pretty good at the idea where you are, and if you don't know how to find out. I kind of like that idea, Soja. Like leave it open for interpretation of how you do it. It's not only casters, as the Astral Knight will be in the front line. So if the enemy has team as casters and aims at the Astral Knights, they can block it, the attack from the frontliners. This is how super use the Astral Blades absorb magic. That's interesting. Yeah, the idea of absorption is something I didn't really think of. I don't know. How you're doing the Astral Knight and the Sage is similar to how classes worked in 3.5, where the classes don't have any archetypes, but they are just the class. That's kind of the way I'm building it, Nick. It's interesting that you picked up on that, because that's the theme that I'm going for. I like the way that 5e classes had a strong class identity, but I do appreciate how if you play like a champion fighter versus or like Paladin, you take an Oath of the Ancients Paladin. It's very different from an Oath of Vengeance Paladin, which is very different from the Oath of, the fucking Protection or whatever. They're very different Paladins. They all fit within the same family, but they're very different. And I kind of like that. But I think that there is some charm behind the old style of classes where you're like, I'm playing a swashbuckler. And it's like, oh, are there any subclasses swashbuckler? Nope. Just swashbuckler. That's the class, man. Right? Yeah, no, Sweeney, the knight is not a subclass. No. I was thinking about trying to make it, but I don't know. Are they any Boken sages like the Boken Jedi? The Boken. What is the Boken Jedi? Hold on. Boken Jedi. Oh yeah, just Fallen Jedi. Here's the thing, Atari. I imagine there are, but that's not a story I'm thinking about like super hard. Like, I guess, you know what? No, there are actually there are sages, but not knights. So there are definitely like so for example, here, Rosa, the first astral sage that the players met, she was trained. Like, sages have orders and organizations, but astral sage magic is not restricted or confined. So also, and I'm setting this up for the idea of this is how astral sages work on Teleria, but astral sages on like one of the other worlds in the future could be so different. They could be kind of like crazy like religious zealots that worship the stars and use their astral magics for like blood rituals and shit. I don't know, some crazy shit. So Rosa, for instance, she was trained by a specific sage. So the term they use are circles. So there's sage orders and then sage circles. And an order will be like these big grand orders that you can, the word order is self-explanatory. The circles are smaller, kind of like witches' covens or like groups of magic casters, people that like pursue astral magic in a different way that doesn't quite fit or is useful to the orders. There are some sage circles that are small because they've discovered some sage magic that's extremely powerful and they don't want to share it with the orders because they don't trust them. There are also sage circles that don't like the rigid organization of these sages, so they have their own tradition. I think of it more as Force traditions. So you know how you like in Star Wars you had like Dathomir and stuff like that, and different Jedi Force traditions beyond the Jedi and the Sith. It's kind of like that. There's different ways to use this magic and to figure out how to use it. So Rosa was a character that was trained outside of the Sage Order. She had a master. The players never got to this point in their story, but she had a master that trained her in the wild. She was magically gifted and was very easily adept to astral magics and said, I'm going to do this. So she was kind of a bit of a renegade. She was more of the explorer, spelunker, dungeoneer, tomb, finder. She was more about finding the new thing in the new tomb to find a new spell. She wasn't sitting there. She was more of an academic sage than like a charisma caster. There are some sages who like meditate on the astral order of things to become one with the aura, to like use spells more efficiently. And there's also sages that memorize every little rune and tinker their little devices in every little way to be able to do all that stuff for them. So Rose was much more of an academic than like she didn't have very much monk in her. Like, of the sort of the wizard, the dungeon delver, and the monk, she was like mostly wizard and dungeon delver, little bit of monk, but not much of it, right? She didn't really do astral meditations and stuff, but she was just always reading her books and finding new shit. So you can do that. You can definitely write a story about that. Kind of stuff could even be entirely covered with a chosen fighting style kind of class ability. Yeah, I wonder. Like maybe a form tradition almost, I don't know. I'm not saying this you should go other way. It's too simple solution, just throwing out ideas. Well, I like the idea of customizability. I just don't know how to do it for the Astral Knight. I don't know if I want to either, 2-hour break. I'll probably, I don't know, watching. Where's my fucking watch, man? I probably will get a new water in a second because I'm almost out of this, but yeah. 3.5 also had things like prestige classes, which are basically archetypes. And I like that. I like the idea of picking your prestige class. And the prestige class felt very specific. And also, I don't remember if people remember this stuff, or I don't know if I'm remembering this quite right. People remember it better. But I remember there were some prestige classes that required you to be multi-classed. It was like required you to have like 5 levels of paladin, 2 levels of cleric, 1 level of fighter before you could pick this class. It was like more rare. But I do remember some prestige classes like that. I thought it was really cool. It was a cool way to build identity for your class. You felt like you were really formed into something that was like a lot of the cool factor was already sort of spelled out for you as to why this thing was cool, Also, so many different class options. Yeah, 3.5 is the best, man. What happens to the player who breaks the order or goes rogue? I don't know. That's a cool story. You'll have to play the game and see. Like I'm not thinking of every little situation like that because I know players are gonna do crazy shit. I'm more thinking right now about how to make. Wait, why did? Oh, there we go. I'm more thinking about how to make the generality of the world feel good. And like sometimes people think that I'm being a little bit rigid with it, like, oh, why does every Astral Knight need to be like this? Because I have to design them like that, or else they're not cool. If you, like I said, players are gonna RP very selfishly. They're gonna tell stories. They're gonna take things they think are cool from the world building, and they're gonna put their own spin on it. They're gonna contribute nothing back to the world building, but they're going to completely be their own original character, and that's great, man. But like I don't want to write a lot of those characters. My job is to set the standard for what an Astral Sage and an Astral Knight and different concepts in the world are. And if players want to take those concepts and then go crazy and wild and rogue on them, like go for it. Let's see what happens. But I don't feel like I need to tell those stories because it's not necessarily my focus right now to worry about telling the stories of the differences and oddities and you know, specific changes. That to me is like the player's joy and part of the fun of playing in the world is you tell me the story of the Astral Knight that goes rogue, right? Bards are out of the way, 5 fighter and 5 thief, I think. Was it actually? I don't remember, but I know there were some crazy ones like that. But I think that's cool, right? They required multiple classes to function. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I think that's cool. I think that's just cool. Like I thought that was really cool. Like you were working towards, or like feats. Feats require different things, you know. And so I think that those were really cool. You're creating the rules, not the exceptions. Thank you. Yes, Soja. That's the elegant way of saying what I've been trying to word poorly for the last little while. But yes, my job is to create the rule. Your job is to tell me the exception. So it's like, oh, what happens if this happens, or what happens if this? Can I be an Astral Sage that does that? Can I summon magical ponies? Can I have pink fluffy hair? Can I do all these different things that aren't like part of the world? You know, I want to create a world that has a lot of the rules of the world are very concrete and cool. You can be the exception. That you're supposed to be the exception. You're supposed to take from the rules and from the world and take only what you want and think is worthy of your time, and then discard all the rest. And you know, but some players do revel in the idea of playing something that fits into the world. Like for instance, my friend like Dashto likes part of the charm of playing in a world is he likes being a part of it. He's like, he plays a Duskwatch Paladin. He's like, how do I play a Duskwatch Paladin that fits, feels, themes, drips, walks like, talks like a Duskwatch Paladin? He wants to be the Duskwatch Paladin. And so I tell him how to do that. And then he plays that character, and it's awesome. So his character contributes to the world building. So he's not taking from the world building, he's helping with the world building, right? But a lot of players, most players I'd say, prefer to take from the world building and then do their own like cool thing, and that's part of the joys of it, right? Most of the prestige classes and stuff like that, or had stuff like that where it was mostly around a single class but required multi into another class for a specific feature or feat. Yeah, because a lot of it was feat based, right? You know? The Astral Blade break? Not through normal wear and tear. Your Astral Blade is never going to break just casually. You're never gonna like snap it or whatever. I'm gonna list it as this blade is unnaturally strong for a light steel blade, and will not break unless under extreme circumstances. And I'm gonna leave that in sort of the hands of DMs, right? But no, the Astral Steel is supposed to be exceptionally strong and sought after because of that by other people. But also that's why the Knights take care of their Astral Steel so much. Knights treat their Astral Steel like it's a you know, a blood right of theirs. Like they don't let anyone fuck around with Astral Steel. They're very almost zealous in that way, where they're like, nobody is allowed to wield Astral Steel but us. It's our chosen right as the order. We figured out how to smith it. We're the only ones that can create it. Therefore we're the only ones that can use it. So stolen Astral Blades are like a big danger, a big risk. Like there are some like, you know, black market crime bosses, whatever, that'll have like an Astral Steel blade and it's like a big deal. But like the stories kind of go like, if you have an Astral Steel blade, like and the Knights find out, they're coming for you, man. You're gonna get a knock on your door in the middle of the night. That's not gonna be a pleasant conversation. They're not gonna really tolerate, you know, a casual conversation as to why you have one of their sacred order weapons. Right, because they certainly didn't give it to you. So I want that to be a big part of the identity of the knight. And like Atari's made good points about this. People make good points about this, about the importance of the physicality of the weapon. It's a physical thing that you hold in your hand. It's not a thing you summon from the other abyss. It's not a talking sword with an ancient, 300-year-old dragon spirit that can turn into a lolly. It's nothing what magical in that way. It's a physical item implement. It's like a Mandalorian's Beskar armor. Boba Fett went back to Din Djarin and was like, I am here to reclaim my father's armor. Like, you will give it to me. It's my fucking right. But it was lost to him for a long time. And like, there might be stories to tell of Astral Knights that have lost their blade and have gone on this quest to reclaim it, and only blood and fury was in their path, or the wake of their destructive path to get their steel back. Like, I don't know. Not gonna lie, I love this idea from a few streams back that if you're using astral abilities on a regular weapon, it'll shatter after you're done. Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. Like, let them still use their weapon abilities. Like, you can inscribe a rune onto the weapon and you can use your attack, but like, maybe it's like every time you use a rune attack on your blade, like you have to, like a non-astral blade, you have to like roll a D percentile, and like there's like a 50% chance the blade's just gonna shatter when like after your attack kind of thing, because it still allows for a little balance. It's like, okay, our Astral Knight lost his sword, so we're gonna go to the blacksmith, buy like 8 swords, and then bring them with us so that our Astral Knight can still pull him out and use his attack or whatever. And then the sword breaks, you just throw it away, grab a new one, inscribe a new rune onto it, go through the next door, blast some bad guys or whatever, and just keep going. So you want to make that General Grievous type character that has several Astral Steel blades and slays Astral Knights? I like that idea. I mean, I really do. I think an enemy of the Order also helps the Order have identity. Like, whom is it that is so dangerous that the Astral Knights can't quite take them down or whatever? I like the idea of the Collector, who will slay Astral Knights and take their blades to make a fine addition to his collection. That's pretty good too. So, got a story. Why would one Astral Knight have a spear instead of a blade? I mean, sure, tell it. Make it. If you ever get a chance to play in the world, like make that story. Like, tell your story of the Astral Knight that you want to play. Like, I'm not concerned by that kind of stuff, as far as like ruining my canon. My canon's not so fragile that it can't support these kind of cool stories. And like everyone, Eldara is intended to be canonized to you and your play group, right? Your Eldara canon is gonna be different than Eldara canon elsewhere, and I'm totally okay with that. I think that's the healthy way to maintain the world. You can't be so protective of your story and your canon that people can't do cool stuff with it, right? Otherwise, no one's gonna want to play in your stupid world. What happens to the Knights in the Order as unofficially? Are they still allowed to in, or do they have to get it or something? If they lose their blade, so it's culturally assumed that they will be the ones to reclaim their blade, but the Order is still like a tight knit, like, we will come help you. So like, meet us in, you write to your Order and you're like, my blade has been stolen by a goblin warlord in the southern Relic Coast. I need aid reclaiming my sword. And then like a week later at the small port town, like a ship rolls up with like 4, cloaked up knights that are like, brother, let us reclaim your blade for you as we bring fury upon these goblins or whatever. So it's not like you're the exiled from the Order, but it is like presumed that, but the knights will also, like, let's say a knight is killed and word of their death makes it back to the Order. One of the tasks of a knight might be like, hey, this knight was killed by this goblin warlord. Take these 3 other knights, you're gonna go reclaim that blade. So one thing that knights will often do is go find the blade, and culturally some people know about this. So like, they go to a town, they're like, we are in search of a fallen knight's blade. The town might be like, hey, we killed that guy, here's the blade, like, here you go, I don't want anything. They're like, good, thank you for your cooperation, citizen, here's a bunch of gold, right? But if they're like, we're looking for our fallen brother's blade, you're like, those goblins are right over there, man. Go do what you got to do. They're like, all right, cool. They're just gonna come back a week later, covered in blood and goblin ichor, with the blade, the extra blade. They're like, thank you, you know. So they're not like it's not like a religious zealous thing where it's like, yes, you're exiled from the order if you lose your blade. But it is like, you know, the knight will culturally feel responsible to to get their blade back or die trying, basically. Can I share work in progress painting if I can ask for critical feedback? Yes, Thorkin, absolutely. Post in feedback. So yeah, it's kind of the vibe that I have with them, but maybe there's a different, you know, what the fuck did... Okay, there we go. Maybe there's a different story you want to tell about the knights in your version of the world. It's not an astral sword. If you roll a nat 1, the sword breaks. Every time you use an astral ability, it raises the threshold to breaking by 1. That's a cool idea, actually. I like that. It'd be hard to track, but I like that idea. Refinement / control DC could be similar to concentration, downable checks. Like make the DC 10 increasing by 2 every ability triggered through normal weapon. Like I like that idea of it progressively weakening or taxing or straining the blade, but I'm worried about trying to track that. You know, like I feel like the line of text of just like whenever you use the astral ability on a non-astral blade has a 50% chance of breaking. That to me is just like easier to put in the rules than like this sort of description on how to use. But maybe not. Maybe you put a little blurb in of like in case of blade loss, like read paragraph kind of thing. That might maybe I'm underestimating how like the players. Maybe I'm trying to be too careful there. So. Got it. They are Adeptus Astartes. Do they have a thing like, do they have a thing with like reclaiming their weapons or their armor? Oh no, it's their armor, right? Their armor is like a religious thing or whatever for the Space Marines. What happened to the family of a fallen knight wanted the blade? Like it's not theirs to take. It's the order, you know? Like the knights are not sworn to like, you know, the order or whatever. They can still pursue an identity outside of the order. It's not like they're stuck. Actually, maybe, I don't know if that's a better idea or not. But the family like doesn't have a claim to it. They basically like they have like an understanding that their son or daughter that goes off to the Astral Knights, you know, when they die, like they belong to the knights, and so they're buried with the knights. They live with the knights. They die with the knights. Until the day they leave the order. But an astral knight that leaves the order leaves their blade with the order, because the astral steel was never theirs to begin with. They are tasked with like the honor and privilege of wielding an astral weapon, but it's not theirs to take. So there's no sense of like ownership behind an astral blade. It's a bond. It's like a companion, but it's not. There's no ownership. It's not like, oh, this is my sword and I'll pass my sword down to my next of kin. It's nothing like that. It's like, this is the sword that I get to use whilst I'm doing stuff on behalf of the order. And when my days in the order come to an end, you know, so does my charge of watching over this blade. So it's much more of a partnership type thing than it is like an ownership type thing, right? That's the way I envisioned it anyway. My D&D players making characters while I play a mobile game. Am I DMing correctly? Only if you also then after make them level up after they made their characters. And so you're like, oh, you guys made level 2 characters? And they're like, no, we just made level 1 characters. Oh, didn't I say level 2? Okay, we'll take some time to level up. Yeah, level up and really think about this because you guys might not level up for a little while. So yeah, take your time leveling up to 2 here. And then you could be like, after you could be like, okay, so how much health do you guys have? That's a little bit low. I think, yeah, I'm sorry. I think I messed up. Could you guys level up one more time real quick? I think I might have accidentally balanced it for level 3. And then you just waste another hour like that, Ashy. I think if you use a non-astral steel longsword, it could slowly degrade, similar to how certain oozes degrade weapons. Yeah, I like the idea of that, but I just don't know how to elegantly word it so it's a small little paragraph that doesn't require, you know, armor and gene seed. Oh, right, the gene seed. I forgot about that. I don't know too much about 40k lore, but I know their gene seed's like a thing you need to extract from their brain or something or whatever, right, to make a new Space Marine. Barbarians have to track Relentless Rage. They're able to do that ability. The DC does resets back to 10 after rest though. Yeah, okay, that's probably fair. Like I'm always trying to think of the dumbest player that will want to play the class and make it so that it's still a good time for them. I'm trying to think of the average player and what they want to track, and I'm trying to think of the smartest player and what they would find satisfying to track with these with abilities and stuff. I'm trying to think of the whole range to make it like not like complicated enough that's interesting for those who want to be complicated, simple for those who want it to be simple. And I use the term dumb and smart, you know, as a joke, but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I've been erring on the side of like caution a little bit, which is fine, I think, in general for development. But I think something like that is probably not too difficult to like track or maintain or whatever. I think you're definitely right about that. And it's not something they have to track all the time. It's just like in case of you losing your weapon, then this part becomes like the mini game of like tracking your durability on your regular steel weapon becomes part of your gameplay. And I think that's fine, right? I don't think that's like too much to ask for anyone. There's some kind of like mandatory registry of Astral Knights. Yeah, I mean, there's like, well, there's only one order, right? Like there's only one order. There's only one place you'll learn to be an Astral Knight. There's only one place that you will like, once you learn to be, indoctrination culturally into the order is very important. You won't find an Astral Knight that doesn't support the ideas of the like Astral Knight order, right? Because they joined the order with the intent to become an Astral Knight, and the indoctrination process makes them into culturally Astral Knights. And so they all have kind of like a pseudo monastic tradition that they maintain, where you're not going to get Astral Knights that are like, I'm a gifted Astral Knight, but I didn't like the way the order works, so I'm on my own as a rugged renegade, whatever. Like, you just aren't going to find that. And if you do find that, again, that's the exception, not the rule, as Soja said. And I'm writing for the rules. And so if you want to be the renegade Astral Knight that does what they want and hates the order and whatever, and is like basically not, you know, it's like almost on the edge of getting kicked out constantly, like, fuck, man, tell that story, you know? Indoctrination, well, that's the word. That's what, like, it's like indoctrination is like the word they use when you go to the military. Like, you're indoctrinated into their sort of like their ethos, their culture. It's not, indoctrination isn't necessarily, it's a word used with a lot of like negative connotations a lot of times, but indoctrination itself is not like necessarily an automatically negative concept. It's just what happens when you bring someone in to you know, you sort of like bring them into the culture. You're indoctrinating them into what the order is all about. So you can also go on complicated complication scaling, because most classes 1 to 3 are very straightforward. Introducing the subclass adds some complication, and more complicated abilities are reserved at 10 plus. There's a fail-safe ability though. Yeah, it wouldn't be all the time, so I think you're probably fine, right? I think so. Then if they don't mind that, they can use impromptu weapons more often, and if they don't like having to track it, they'll be much more careful with their weapon. That's kind of, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, we don't make it obsessively difficult to track not using your weapon, but also you're probably, like, here's the thing. I don't actually really think anyone's going to lose their weapon. Ever. Really. At all. I don't think that's going to happen. You know? It's just not something I'm actually all that worried. I need to like plan for it, but I don't think it's that gonna be that common, right? Player's Astral Knight party was sent to a dungeon. The party finds a dragon. They didn't think of it as much. The Astral Knight had fought many hard battles, but the dragon was different, had crystallization on its claws. Hard battle. Small party forge weapon. That's kind of cool idea, actually. Yeah, sure. I mean, look, yeah, that's your story of why you have a different weapon. Yeah, I'll when I go take a break, Thurkin, I'll jump into. Actually, fuck it, I'll just do it now. Fuck it, whatever. Let's do it now. Okay. Studies, work in progress, and feedback. Okay. Try to push colors. I'd love feedback on those possible. Let's see. Colors are good. Colors are good. I think that if you're trying to go for a classical style, Thorkin, feel free to bring your background into color into it a little bit more, right? Like feel free to have values sort of disappear from your background color into what's going on, right? Where your colors kind of merge. Like when you're trying to paint classically like this, don't forget the way background paintings work is that they would pull those colors together and mix together. So you could try, honestly, if you wanted to do a little experiment, try and put your head in the right space, try getting a mixer brush if you have access to it, and try dragging some of your colors in to help with your shades and your shadows, because it does happen. You find these different colors like through let me grab a real example. Where's a good one? Where's my favorite? There's my favorite. Oop, that's tiny. That's tiny. Okay, well, sure, whatever. But yeah, you see how a lot of the like the strong edges are strong, sure, but a lot of the dark shadows sort of blend in with the color from the back. So the dark shadows on the neck, into the hair, into the clothing, and into the background all kind of merge together. So don't be afraid to try dragging some of your try maybe working with a bit of a darker background and using the lighter tones that you'll see in a painting like this as intentionally light to highlight the difference between the figure and what's not the figure. When you're painting classically, you have to get out of the mindset of painting something on top of a background, and you have to get into the mindset. This is why it's so important to paint in one layer when you're doing classical painting, because the background and the figure, the foreground together become the same piece of art. And so you'll find artists like this. Look at the Dutch masters do this exceptionally. The Italian Renaissance masters do it okay, but the Dutch masters particularly, I mean, I use Rembrandt because he's my favorite example for this, but they drag their background into their piece quite a bit, and they mix those colors in. And a lot of that's also with underwashes. So if you look at Dave Greco has a great painting tutorial for skin, and he talks about using like an underwash, and he does it a digital way, but he's basically talking about classical concepts built into a digital format. So I think it's good. But yeah, I'd say don't try and blend them a little bit if you can, and then also include some more colors besides just your skin. Don't just work on skin on its own. Your color can be a very, very, or your hair and other layers and other silhouettes can be a very basic layer. You know, like if you go back and process, I mean, this painting is like 25% done. But like the hair is not really all that defined as I'm painting, and it doesn't need to be, and it's not going to be for another couple of like layers, right? But so you don't need to really worry about it. But that's my immediate impression. But it's a good piece. I think you're doing really well, actually. I like the classical nature of it. So good job, man. I checkerboard it. You could try if you wanted. Yep. Has also, how do you lose your weapons? Zelia, you Witcher vibes. I think that any kind of like specific like special order, I think has definitely that shares that kind of same vibe of like it's really important. It's like hard to be one of these things, and there's a lot of identity behind it, but it's really cool to be it, if that makes sense. Hard lock some abilities to lower levels and don't damage the normal sword at lower levels. Abilities you can choose to or upcast into the runes count 3+ or whatever scaling is at higher level is too much for a normal weapon or something. I kind of want I get where you're coming from that, but I like the idea thematically, Vidya, of any use of astral magic. It doesn't matter if it's too strong or not, is going to be too much for for a regular steel weapon to contain. Because it's like the idea of incorporating the astral aura, of taking on that much raw magic and trying to the process of shaping raw magic into anything is like really hard on any materials. It's hard on the human body as well. That's why the Astral Knights have this sense of like sort of monk like traditions where they practice their breathing techniques and use a lot of that sort of meditative idea to sort of bring in the difficulty and challenge of like why it's so difficult to be an astral sage. Why can't you just like shoot fireball or shot web like Spider-Man? Because being an astral knight or an astral sage, you are basically grabbing onto the threads of the universe and bending them into a way that is tangible for you to sort of make use of, whether it's healing magic or whatnot. It's a very difficult, very taxing kind of thing. And so I kind of want to emphasize that by having any use of the magic itself be like destructive to a natural blade. I get where you're coming from mechanically, but I think narratively that's where I'm going with, and maybe that's not a great choice. Maybe it's better to go with an idea like yours where it scales up to help, because like, you know, the other side of it is you can make the case for your sort of idea of progression here is that, yeah, as you increase the amount of runes, that's why an Astral Knight has these swords, is because to use the most powerful abilities, that's why you need this steel. But I don't know if that's like, I don't know, it's just a different narrative vibe. Maybe it's better. Maybe I'll agree with you and change it at some point in time. But right now, it's where my head is, that I want any use of the magics to be like kind of too much to handle. But mechanically, I don't know if that's the best idea. So I don't know. I'm not good at this shit, man. I'm just fucking pretending like I'm, you know, I'm LARPing as a designer right now. You guys are probably right about more stuff than me. So I don't know. Steel for humans, silver for monsters. Yeah, it's just every Astral Knight carries 3 weapons: steel, silver, and astral steel for astral monsters. How you draw hair? I guess it depends on the style. More cartoony styles like this, it's like, you know, much easier to sort of separate out. But when you're painting more realistically, hair is like, you got to think of it more of like silhouette and the way light hits it, as opposed to like drawing strands and pieces. The whole thing with hair is it's a texture like anything else, and your texture, the job of the painter is to make something that the human eye interprets as realistic, but not to draw the thing realistically. That's why when you draw every strand of hair, it doesn't look good. But when you see, like, you know, Sergeant self-portrait, but when you see an artist like the American masters that paint realistically, they're painting textures. And if you zoom in on this, it's not like there's many textures here, but when you squint your eyes, like, you know, it's a good test here. Take this portrait, or no, the faster one that I did, this one. Take this portrait, and it's obviously very messy and doesn't look right. Right? The hair is like, just like what is this? This isn't hair. This is like, what the fuck, man? What is this? Skin's not that textured, whatnot. The goal is to try and create something that looks right from the fundamental level. So here's how you can tell if you're painting, if you're on the right track. Look at your painting, squint your eyes, blur it out, and if it looks mostly correct, you're like, yeah, it's kind of realistic. Then you're on the right track, because what you're doing is you're getting the mind to interpret things as being realistic. Environmental painters, they do this a lot. When you see Bob Ross, you know, stretching some white paint over a blue mountain with his palette knife, he's not drawing every little peak and every little shadow, but he's more creating a texture that your mind fills in the details for. Being a great artist is not about drawing things correctly, it's about drawing things in a way that your mind processes as correct. That's like the challenge for it. So how special are Astral Knights? Are they like, will they be noticed by everyone if they walk into a city and or are they so rare normal citizens don't even know their existence? I suppose it's more the place you go to. I kind of want them to be more rare. It's like people who know an Astral Knight will be like, oh shit, it's an Astral Knight. But like most people will just think an Astral Knight's just like some broody knight that's walking through the city. It's like a dude with a sword. You know? Who knows if they're, you know, like who knows or really cares about them. So in Eldara, it depends, like where you are in the world will sort of depend on, or will help determine whether or not you're like well known as an Astral Knight. But if you're playing in your own home game, I guess it's kind of up to the DM as to how common or uncommon Astral Knight should be. The intention for me is that they're not common at all. They're very rare, so people wouldn't really know much about who or what they are. But those who would know would be like, oh shit, that's like, haven't seen an Astral Knight in a long time. It's good to see you guys are still alive. Or whatever. Let's see 10 anyway. Okay, I need to grab new water real quick. I'm all out of mine, man. I gotta get some electrolytes. Maybe I'll get some coconut water, actually. Astral Knight Rarity Amish, you've heard of them, but you probably never met one. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I guess depends on where you are. It's like they're real. Astral Knights are really well known in Pennsylvania, but outside of that, who knows? Okay, here be. All right, I'm back. I have coconut water. I'm happy. We're good. Okay, what the fuck were we doing? Armor, that's right. In Astral, Pennsylvania, you know, like a couple Astral Knights, one of them comes in town once in a while. His name is Jebediah, but in Astral Seattle, you don't see him often. Yeah. Astral Seattle's kind of a shithole, too. Let's face it, everything's too expensive in Astral Seattle. They say they look down on the Astral Pennsylvanians, but really, who's living a better life, man? While they use our modern swords and armors, where you see they have these special swords that are important to their culture, yeah. And actually, it's really well made. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy how it works. Imagine Astral Knight as an elegant and rich soldier, which are like the last resort to protect the country. They don't really have any like in Eldara or in Teleria, they don't really have any like any bonds. Like one thing I haven't figured out is where the order is specifically located, because I kind of don't want them to have any sort of like political bonds. They don't really do the politics thing. They're more like, I mean, maybe they should be like more involved, right? Maybe that's a better story. I think that the Astral Knight or Temple, let's look at our world map. Let's look at our shitty world map. So the most important area we have yet to design. This place is the map. The map is codenamed Central New Important Corpa MTX area. We don't have an actual name for it, but basically this floating island city is going to be the most important place. There's gonna be a bunch of big cities all along here, like big cities all through this entire area. Representation for all of the various races and peoples of Teleria. This is like this area is sort of like the ancient lands. This kind of like whole area right here is like the first settled area of Teleria, basically, when in the myth of Teleria. And so I think the knights would probably be in some ways close to this like main sort of structure known as the seat of Eldara in the Elven lands, but I kind of want them to be somewhat closer to our like central human area. Like I kind of want them maybe there's like to be like a mountain range or something here, maybe, and they're like their temple is like some great site or whatever, some great temple city thing or whatnot in the mountains here. I don't really know yet. Or maybe their temple is literally in the main city. Maybe we just Jedi them, put them on Coruscant. I don't know, man. I don't know yet. That's a question I need to figure out before we obviously, you know, put the Astral Knight into Eldara as a playable like story, whatever, you know, option for people. But I just don't really know how to handle it yet. Maybe we can do it for like further south in this sort of like human centered kingdom or whatever, where Domenstrad, because like this is the Elvish. This entire area is like sort of the Elvish lands, all through the Bright Meadows. Ashalore is the Elvish capital. Asha Athari is the sort of Twilight Elf capital. They're both kind of like sister capitals or whatever. And then you got all this garbage over here nobody cares about. Fucking ruins and temples and gates. But there was at one point in time a big divide. And the Seat of Eldara does sort of like sit as a divide between this like sort of human land and the original old Elvish lands here. Now in Teleria, there's like a lot of like cross migration between people. There's not like the Elven Kingdom is not exclusively elves and stuff. Obviously the cultures sometimes prefer to stay together, but there's not like, it's not like there aren't any humans in the Elven lands, but there is sort of this like old human kingdom where we even have, I even allude to that on the map where I have Strathhold and Domenstrad and Therengard sort of in this area south of the kind of like the blockade here. And the Phoenix Gate would have been maybe like a wall at some point in time that was constructed here if these two were like fighting or some shit. But the Seat of Eldara is kind of considered to be a place of importance in the world where kind of everyone's like able to, like the Elven lands, they consider themselves a caretakers of the ancient Eldaran secrets in some way. So they allow everyone to come pilgrimage to the seat of Eldara, because if they didn't, that'd be bad. You know, they might be like a take back the Holy Lands kind of scenario they want to avoid. So they're generally friendly with everyone. You know, the people they demand a lot of respect of their lands from people when they're traveling in them, but you know, they're very accommodating and stuff, and and depending on who you ask. So maybe we put our astral knights in like sort of maybe like a sister location down here, and there's some like large like ancient pathway that runs between the two or something. There's a lot of stuff we could do here, but I want the astral knights to be somewhere in this kind of bubble, you know, either like more here, because I think that the Elven lands are kind of going to extend down in across the Bright Meadows down here, or down here. So I guess we have really two locations that I kind of want to put them in, but I don't know, man. Enjoy coconut water? I will, Soja. It's one of my favorite things. It's one of my favorite things for energy, because I think it's got like some good electrolytes and stuff in it. So I usually drink coconut water after my like caffeine in the morning to help me with energy or recovery from the gym or something. And today I really fucked myself up at the gym. Like, I didn't realize how bad it was until I got up and went down my stairs just now, but my knees are absolutely cranked. Like I'm really worried that I injured my knees pretty badly. So I had a hard day at the gym. I gotta drink my coconut water and my protein, get my potassium in, so I'm not dead for the rest of the week. I've been forgetting to add Crumb to my messages. My bad. Let me fix that. Yeah, flex it. I missed today's mouse sketch. Steve, you did not miss. Nobody has purchased the 1600-bit mouse sketch yet. That slot is still it's still up there in the meta universe of EBA sketches. So it's not a daily thing. It's whenever someone requests to purchase the mouse sketch. It's a experiment of art. I will not do them for any other reason. For I am an artiste, and I shall make a statement. The mouse sketches shall be my Warhol Campbell soup can. I'm not sure if anyone understands that, but hope you're doing well, Steve. They be above political leaders, so they be an astronite only, or humans or astronauts are different species. Probably anyone can be an astronite, I think. I don't really think there's like much use in saying that it's like tied culturally to an order. Like there is like a elven order of like loose knights that it's kind of like mostly only elves, and they're kind of they kind of like they don't let in people who don't deeply understand elven culture. So there are non-elven knights in this sort of like it's because it's like a royal protective order. It's like underneath the sovereign, right? So there's very rarely not an elven member of that order, but it does happen. But the knights, I kind of want to be just like everyone who finds the calling of the astral knights and is willing to sort of join the order can kind of come and be a part of that. So they try to look out for and possibly enforce royalty interests in various cities separate from the political realm. I don't know. I don't think so. Like I think that the knights sort of have, because like that's a great question. Is like, okay, well what does the knight order do? What is their whole point? They're like protectors. Like, so for instance, the Sky Knights, they are protectors of the Shattered Sea. Their whole point is that they ward against the evils from within or external to the Shattered Sea. They will protect the citizens of the Shattered Sea from threats from abroad. They will protect the Shattered Sea from pirates within, from the guilds that rule. They will protect the Shattered Sea from the rulers. It's like the Sky Knights see themselves as an authority above even the ruling like council. They're like, I don't care what law you pass to make this immoral shit legal. You're not gonna harm the citizens of the Shattered Sea. So that comes with some danger and some power creep and things like that. But the Sky Knights have managed it fairly well, most people would think, because they're kind of heroes to the people and enemies to the guilds. So they're kind of on the right side of things. The Astral Knights, the question is like, well, what's the point of the Knights? And where my initial thought is that the point of the Astral Knights is they're sort of like, they're kind of seen as guardians of like the Eldari runes and places within. They're kind of like almost the like the Templari. They're kind of almost like they will, like if the elves ever chose to close their lands to the seat of Eldara, the first people knocking at their doors with big swords would be the Astral Knights, being like, There are people that it is the right of every Talarian to like pilgrimage to these astral sites. Don't fuck around and you won't find out. Like that's kind of what I kind of want to be guardians of, sort of like the Talarian. So the problem is you have to think about this honestly in a way that's like beyond just Talaria as a world, but like in once the setting of Eldara is established, the Astral Knights are kind of the ancient Eldari police of Talaria. Right? So if anyone is trying to like monopolize or destroy the ancient connection they have with the Eldari runes and things like that, that's when you'd have problems with the Astral Knights. So there might be an Astral Knight that pops up in the story of Horizon, depending on what you choose to do. You know, for instance, if you choose to do things cool, or if you're not cool or whatever, the Astral Knights might be involved in some way. If they're like, hey, this is some important information for our ancient tradition and it's our duty to protect it and to guard it and to pass it down, and we like, I see them as guardians of the tradition almost, you know, in some ways. But I don't know, because I feel like they need to have definitely like a very strong like why Astral Knights? Why do you Astral Knight? And I think that keeping them away from the political realms is important. They don't serve a sovereign. They don't serve a general council. They're not protectors of the people in general. They have a very specific role that also is conducive to adventuring, right? It's like, it's a very easy story as to why Astral Knights would be out adventuring into the world. They would you know, they would be out to find different things, or to like, hey, it's your job to go young Astral Knight and adventure and find ancient secrets. That's like maybe like a mission type thing every Astral Knight needs to go on as a young knight to sort of find and uncover secrets of the Eldari. It's like, there's no wars to fight. There's nothing that you have to do for the Order right now. So instead of sitting on your hands and doing nothing at the temple for the next 6 years, why don't you go out into the world and go find a dragon to slay, go find things to do that, you know, further our understanding and knowledge of the astral aura and things like that. They all also are aligned loosely with the Astral Sages, in that if they're not official protectors, they're not designed as protectors of the Astral Sages now, but originally the Knights were the protection branch, the war fighters of the Sages. They've sort of decoupled and found their own sort of identities as two separate orders, but they originated as the Astral Sages. So they have a very strong bond with the Sages, where if anyone like marched upon the Sage Temple or sought to like usurp the Sages' power for their own gain in world domination or whatever, the Knights would certainly have something to say about that. So the Sages and the Knights are very close and tight-knit. The Sages do view the Astral Knights as a bit zealous, a bit like, it's kind of like intense. They're just like really intense. So like, you know, there's not a lot of, you don't have a lot of friends in the Astral Knight Order. They're pretty hardcore sometimes, but you know, not all of them, and that's like part of the exception story, I guess. But I think I need to really, when I'm writing this down for players who want to play it, really need to define what your goal is as an Astral Knight, so players really understand what the fuck you're going for when you're trying to tell a story, you know. So cool amount. Thanks, dude. The leg day walls make sure to stretch. Yeah, I don't know. I think I fucked my knees up, Viddy. I did stuff today without wearing my knee braces, and like, you know, it's a thing when you're fat at the gym like I am. You gotta protect your knees, and I didn't today, and I think I'm gonna pay for it. I'm really worried about just not being able to go up and down stairs and take Una for walks and stuff without a lot of pain over the next week, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll be okay. Should I set a spell that effectively is the Kamehameha? Maybe. I don't know. It's a cool idea. They're Freemasons. Yeah, they have cool little like, you know, handshakes and shit. And, you know, they really fucking love the story of Hiram Abiff and shit like that, man. They're like, man, Hiram, he's my bro, you know? Yeah. See, again, it sounds like Freemasons, but the function is not really the same. Yeah, basically. I don't know. They're not in it for world domination and to hide the Holy Grail. Actually, wait, they kind of are. Never mind. I don't know. I don't know, man. I really love the whole, like, early American Masonic story and things like that. I love that shit about history. I love, like, those, like, secret orders and things like that. They help, like, build identity for cool, like, fantasy orders like the Astral Knights. So, There's probably some. See, there's probably a lot actually, like some, you know, inspiration in there that's like subconscious or whatever. The Guardians of Eldara. I guess you could say that. I don't know. Missed the opportunity to make a secret Eldaran handshake when the mods were in Calgary. Oh. Yeah, Blaze. We didn't do that. Did you guys really not tell Blaze? Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright, this is awkward. Not awkward for me, just awkward for Blaze. Anyway. Oh shit. Oh god, man. I didn't realize you guys didn't tell him. Okay, alright. Well, that's no problem, man. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, no. We didn't do anything, Blaze. Yeah, we missed out on an opportunity altogether. You're right. Yep. Silly us, man. We should have figured it out. Maybe should have gone to the gym that one morning. Yeah. Maybe you should have come to the gym with Dash Show and I and been outlifted by two old dudes, two creatined up, jacked old dudes in their 60s. We got outlifted by guys twice our age. I didn't forget Crumb. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Thorkin, for your contribution. Good story might be an astronaut who's corrupt and had gained considerable power and a following through finding and using ancient power from magics found in one of the sites. Now is threatening one of the sky cities, having now corrupted several of the sky knights. Fuck yeah! I mean, that's a cool story. Why not? And like, so here's the thing, dude. I want Eldara. Like, my job is to create a world that inspires cool stories, so that DMs who run games in Eldara, that there's cool building blocks for you to tell a cool story for your players, and that's what I'm trying to do. So if you've got like, if the stories that I'm kind of creating right now, as sort of the base sort of Eldaran stories and world building, if that's inspiring ideas for narratives and stories that you want to tell in the world, that's the best possible thing that, like, best possible metric of success that I could possibly have right now, is if the world is inspiring of stories. You know, I want people to be inspired to tell their tale of an astral sage, the same way that you might be inspired to tell your tale of a Jedi, or, you know, an Arthurian knight, or whatever world you like playing in, or one of those. What's the store, or the Stormlight Archives dude with swords? You know what I mean, man? The dudes with special swords in Warbreaker. There's a dude in the prologue that had a special sword, and he fought the king that had a special sword, and dudes with special swords were like important in some way. You know, that thing. Yeah, you know what I mean. Kind of like that, I guess. I want them to inspire the idea of a cool story. Shard Bearers. Yes, Azalea, thank you. The Shard Bearers, exactly. I love how you knew what I was talking about, and thank you for that. That made my day, Azalea. Like usual, you made my day. So yeah, like Shard Bearers. I don't know, man. I just want the world should inspire storytelling. It should inspire, like, the idea of the Astral Knight or the Astral Sage, or any of like the specific Eldaran Paladin orders, or the specific like Eldaran Thieves Guilds. It should just inspire, if I'm doing my job right, it'll inspire players to want to play in those things as those groups, because it has some like level of, oh shit, that's cool, I want to be one of those, or whatever, you know? So what about Astral Knight Crumb? An Astral Knight Crumb, man. Does the Astral Temple have Rylisian feathered goblin monkeys? Is the Rylisian feathered goblin monkey coveted in some traditions as a prophet, a speaker, a creature of mystical power in the Eldari religion? Maybe. I don't know, man. Guess you have to play the game. So, you know, I now realize why Evan didn't read the fan lore I popped in Discord. It was in a Google Doc. Oh, I would have. So something important like that, like fan lore, I will read. Regardless of being in a Google Doc, I will read it. I just haven't had any time. I've been so fucking overworked, and then all last weekend I promised Ella I wouldn't open Discord once because it was her birthday and we had to do stuff. And then since then, apparently it's only Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday. So I'll probably read it on the weekend, actually. No, I absolutely do. I will suffer a Google Doc if it's something that's relevant to something that somebody's put hard work into for like one of the something we talked about on stream. If it's just like a cool story about your cool character that like doesn't have really anything to do with anything we've talked about on stream, then I might not read it. But if it's something that you develop because of a conversation we had on stream or because of something in Eldar, I will absolutely read it. I still have Atari's second I don't know, novella. I don't know what you call. I don't know what Atari would call a short story. I don't know what you call a short story. Maybe just call it a short story. There's probably a fancier word for short stories, but I still haven't read the second one of that because I want to read it on stream like I read the first one. I don't necessarily want to wait until a subathon to do it, but it's supposed to need to be like a special event. Maybe we'll do it for like closer to Christmas or something. I always do kind of weirder or like, you know, like more off-brand streams in the days around Christmas, because I find most people, like, there's a lot of people are away, streams are a little bit quieter. It's like really only like kind of the core people that show up to streams during that time, and so sometimes we do like more community focused things, so I might do it during the stream anniversary. My stream anniversary isn't until May though, so it feels like a long time to wait for reading Atari's writing right now. So I take Christmas off. I mean, Christmas, I would take Christmas off if it fell on a regular stream day, but it doesn't actually. Christmas this month is on a Monday, so I'm off anyway. And then I'm off for Sunday, which is Christmas Eve, which is also really important to Elle and I. Saturday, which is whatever, and then Friday. So I'll stream on Friday. I'll stream on the 22nd. We'll do like a fun Christmas party on the 22nd kind of thing for like, we'll do like some wintry holiday specific designs for requests. And sometimes I do extra stuff. I'm not sure if I will this year. And then what do we have? And then Friday the 29th will be the last stream of the year, I guess. I might take some time off next week. I'm not quite sure. I might take off Wednesday, Thursday next week as well. I feel like I just need some time to like, I don't know. I need to take a week off to just do work every once in a while. I've done that a couple times this year, and I always hate it because I always feel like I'm letting everyone down when I take time off to just like do work for weeks. But I feel like I kind of need it soon. So, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we'll take any streams off because I despite needing to take time off to like conserve energy for stuff and like focus on other work, because I do my best work in the mornings, right? I feel really bummed out on days I don't stream, you know? Streaming is like, it's like more, I know it's more of a thing for like some streamers are like, oh, I don't want to let my community down or whatever. Like people are expecting me to stream or anything like that, which is like cool. I don't think anyone really expects me to stream. I feel like I owe everyone as many streams as I can every month if they're like subbed, obviously, because like, you know, you pay for a sub. You should get your value out of it. But I do feel like I stream for me, you know, because I want to stream. It's not because I feel like I have to or anything like that. So I don't really want to take any time off, you know, but I feel like I kind of need to soon to just like catch up on some things. But I might take off like maybe like Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and then we'll stream Thursday, Friday, so we have our request stuff right before Christmas, and we can chill out and have some fun. And then I don't know, man. I don't know after that. I have some plans for changing some stuff around for stream for January for 2024. Nothing major right now to announce, but I do have some ideas for making streams better and doing a little bit more variety and different stuff and introducing like more. I'm gonna be doing fan art on stream again, because it's kind of nice to take a break from like some people. Like there's a dude that came in the other day that was like, hey man, like when do you do world building, because like I never seem to catch it. And like it kind of reminded me, like that comment stuck with me, not because like I was like upset about it or anything, but I was like, yeah man, I feel like I don't do as much world building as like I should on stream. But so I love days like today where we're figuring out the process of like making an entire like identity for people to interact with the Eldarin story. Like today I love this kind of world building we're doing today. But like I do like taking a break from like Eldara and just like dipping out for a little bit to like do some art or some stuff for other projects, whether it's fan art or commissions. But commissions are a little bit hard to do on stream because I find commissions aren't the most popular thing to do on stream, because like there's no interaction with it. I'm just like doing someone's character and they're paying me for it on stream, which is like fine once in a while, but I wouldn't want to make commissions like a weekly thing, if that makes sense. But I kind of want to have like a fan art day where I draw like a different Baldur's Gate character or an anime thing that I want to draw or a new game that's out, and just take a bit of a break from D&D and world building and things like needing to have like narrative to them, right? where everything needs to have like a meaning to it, as like, ah yes, I'm now drawing concepts for this village of rabbit folk. You're just drawing a cool character design because it's cool. Like one thing I never do anymore is I never do any like sci-fi drawing or anything like that. Like I never do anything outside of fantasy, outside of Eldara, which is like kind of a bummer for me because I miss doing that kind of stuff. You know, like the other day when Fox was in chat, she asked me if I would draw her Red Dead RP character, which is like Western. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. Just get away from fantasy for a little bit and do something slightly different genre. Like yeah, I feel like you need to do that as an artist every once in a while. Can imagine it's a lot of pressure too. Everyone has an opinion. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. People, I think are pretty chill about it. I try not to let myself feel pressured with things on stream stuff. I try to make it very hard. Because, like, there's a lot of people in TDC that are just kind of, like, here to hang out, and it kind of doesn't matter what we're doing. Which is, like, awesome, you know, because y'all are doing your own stuff. You're at work today or doing whatever, and you're just hanging out and chilling. Hopefully enjoying yourself while we're just, like, talking about whatever, whether it's D&D or Star Trek or whatever. And I really value that. But I think that it also is open so that I can do, like, some other stuff and be like, yo, today we're doing fan art for this character that I really want to do because I want to get away from it for a little bit, you know? Yeah, also, what's up? What's up, Steph? Steph, are you enjoying your advent calendar? You enjoying your dice this year? Your opinion matters greatly, too. As an OG Advent supporter, your opinion matters greatly to Ella. So, we both hope you're enjoying this year. Grant says so freaking pretty. Which set are you? What set is it? Is it the? Oh, well, I mean, I don't want to spoil it in case. But no, I guess we're on the second set, aren't we? It's the Is it the? Wait, no. Steel posted some shit. Is it the? Let me go to Days Goblin support group. Yeah. It's the Petrie one, isn't it? Yes, it is. Dude, Ella's Petrie sets are insane, man. Look at that shit. Look at it. It's fucking crazy. Reminds me of sunken underwater ice caves. Yeah, I don't know how people have said that her Petrie sets are the best Petrie sets they've ever seen, which is like a weirdly like profound compliment for Ella. But I don't know. It's cool. It's cool to see people excited about her sets in whatever way. I don't know. I'm just proud of Ella. All right, let me alone. I'm just gonna be proud of her. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna stop. You can't make me. So, I think it's exclamation D100. 39, unfortunately, Steph. Nope, sorry. It's all right. Good luck. Good luck. Try again. Try again next year. Yep. I wasn't home this year, so I couldn't. But next year, definitely. Well, dude. Fuck yeah. Sure should be honored. The amount of support that she's been getting for her dice, you know what's really great is that she's been getting so much support for her dice. Like she's developing a fan base outside of this guild, which is like, I mean, obviously everybody loves Ella more than they love me, you know, because, you know, why wouldn't you? No. So I mean, yeah, everybody in this guild for the most part loves Ella. She's great. But like it is very satisfying for her to go to like a market and start getting a fan base of people who are like, oh, I saw you were gonna be at this market, so I came to buy a set from you, that are like outside of like, that don't know Ella like through my stream or whatever, you know, that are a fan. She's developing a fan base of people who, I mean, fan base is a weird word to use, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say with it. People who enjoy her dice outside of like her or anything to do with her, that it's just purely about the dice. It's very satisfying, I think, as a creative person, and she's developing it, and it's awesome. It's cool because she's crushing it, and she's you know, she's starting to do really well with it, and she's put in so much effort into her dice to try and make it a thing that you know, she could be proud of and that people would enjoy, and it's happening. It's working. I mean, she's killing it. Although she is glad to be done with markets for the year, because markets are fucking exhausting. We have a bunch planned next year, a bunch that I have to go with her to markets. Like I have to go with her to like Edmonton 4 times next year, which is going to be exhausting, but whatever. And we're actually going to a Renaissance fair that invited her as a vendor. It's a Renaissance fair and artisan craft market, whatever. So I gotta get. You have to be in costume, man. I gotta get a Ren Fair costume. I gotta figure out what I want to do for that. I gotta get a sword, man. Because like, there's also an encouragement they have, like, to also be. You can be a character for, like, you can be a, like, you're encouraged to come in costume for like the medieval period, or as you know, from your favorite fantasy universe. So it's kind of a mid range in there. I think a lot of Ren Fairs are. So I thought it'd be really cool to cosplay as an Eldarin character, but I just don't know what I'd cosplay as, what I'd want to dress up as. Like, it'd be cool to like do like an Astral Knight, but I'd have to. I wonder if you can get like 3D printed, you know, like armor. Like if I could, dude, like if I could get 3D printed like Astral Knight armor, because like Ella has crazy 3D printers, so we could 3D print it. But if I could figure out how to like model like Astral Knight armor, and I could dress up as an Astral Knight, just this fat fucking Astral Knight waddling my way through the Ren Fair. No, by the Ren Fair next year, I should be closer to my target weight, so I shouldn't be as much of a fat ass. But still, it'd be fun to do something from Eldara or whatever for both Ella and I. It'd be fun for Ella to dress up as Ella Blackwood, the paladin from Eldara. Because Ella Blackwood the paladin was modeled after Ella the person. So there is that, I guess. Very deserving. Happy for, thank you, Soja. I appreciate that. She's a goddamn talent, though. She's crazy, man. Yeah, I agree. 3D printed armor exists. I've seen some on YouTube, but I wonder where you get it if it's easy. Like, hold on. 3D printer armor STL. Etsy? You get on Etsy? Let's see. What is this? Is that something verse? Calls 3D. Not really what I'm looking for. This is more just random shit. Oh, minis! No, this is interesting though. I know you can get on Etsy. Medieval ancient something. Ancient armor, brave lady armor costume, cosplay LARP armor. No, I'm looking for STLs, bro. So I can print this shit. Yeah, I could do it. Yeah, okay, this is doable, maybe, I don't know. I'm sure it's doable. Skyrim armor, Five Nights at Freddy's armor, no thank you, I'm good. Daedric armor, replica Pepakura paper set to build your own. Yeah, I'm good. Just let me 3D print it, bro. Let me 3D print the armor. That's all I want. Or I could have custom armor made for myself. Actual blacksmithed armor. Thousands of dollars worth of gauntlets and boots just to make cool gauntlet and boot armor. So I could try it. You don't want the golden Freddy pauldron? Yeah, I'm good. It's not really Astral Knighty in my opinion. It's not the vibe I'm going for. It's a vibe. It's not the vibe I'm going for, but yeah, you know, it is what it is, I guess. If we have to show up at the Ren Fair and with Freddy pauldrons, you know, they'll understand. They'll be like, oh yeah, first Ren Fair? Alright, cool. I'm sure I could just buy like a linen shirt and tight pants on Amazon, right? Ella's made good friends with another market enjoyer, another vendor, another crafter who does amazing clothing and stuff. She's a professional seamstress. I guess that's the right term. And she does cool fantasy shit. So maybe I could hire her. I commission her to make Ella and I Ren Fair outfits. So you could show up as the Blackwood Dice Growlhammer Paladins or some shit, you know? That'd be kind of cool, actually. I don't know if it's doable, but... And then I could cosplay at BlizzCon and embarrass my friends. I don't think they'd hang out with me if I was in cosplay at BlizzCon, to be honest. They'd be too upset with all the people wanting to come up and take pictures with me for how famous I look with my cosplay on. They're like, wow, your cosplay is so good. That must mean that you're very famous. Like, yep. That's indeed what it means. You're on the right path here. You know? What's up, Chris? I don't know. Ren Fair is gonna be fun. Ella's excited to go to her first Ren Fair, regardless of it being a market she has to work or not. So it could be kind of cool. Maybe though. I wonder how much it would be to pay someone to model armor based off of the Astral Knight or Ella's. If it's like a $300 project to get them to model it, or if it's like a $1,000 project to get them to model it, I don't know. Maybe I'll learn it myself, because I really should be better at 3D than I am. Kind of always had an aversion to 3D, but I don't know why. I really shouldn't. Because like most of like for Charlotte, for instance, her armor is very simple. There's like a couple pieces you have to 3D print, and then you just like sew the tabard. And the tabard's very easy. Right? The tabard's chill. Pants are just pants. Like model is in wear or model is in 3D. Yeah. 3D. And then I could put the STL. Oh man, dude! Imagine if I did this the Astral Knight armor. I got it. I paid for someone to model it, right, for me, and then I uploaded the STLs to Discord, so everyone who wanted to print their own Astral Knight armor could do so. So you could be your own Astral Knight. For everyone who has a 3D printer, a paintbrush, and the will to, or an airbrush and the will to be an Astral Knight, you could join the order, as it were. Which I need to fit. I need to do another couple of drawings of Astral Knights with more specific order garb, because Ella's character Charlotte right here is more like she's a little bit more individual. They wear similar monastic gear, but like it's not exactly this. So I need to do a couple of examples of Astral Knights that are like very much in the order or whatever. So. Ever gotta wear us to Eldaricon? Yeah, you get your free badge for Eldaricon if you cosplay as a character. We'll just waive the price of your badge, all like 700 channel points of it or whatever. There's the idea, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm just looking forward to seeing Ella at a market in person again, because she's been doing a lot of these markets on her own, because I just like had a lot of work, and so she goes to do the only markets that I go to with her are the ones that are like not in the same city. Obviously I don't want her traveling on her own. That's dangerous and shit. So but if it's just in the city, it's fine, I guess. So I haven't been to one with her for a while. Because even the one we went to in Edmonton, I couldn't go to the market with her. I went to Edmonton with her, but we had to like. So my parents were, or my dad, jeez, my dad and his wife were going to watch Yuna while we went to Edmonton. But they called us or texted us like a couple of days beforehand, said, "Hey, by the way, we're sick, so we can't watch Yuna." And we're like, "Oh, okay." So we took Yuna with us. So we weren't going to leave her in the hotel for the entire day, obviously. So I had to stay in the hotel with her all day long and, you know, watch her and keep her company while Elle was at the market or at the convention. So I didn't even walk into the Edmonton comic convention at all. I didn't even enter the expo. Not even once. So it'd be fun to go and like do the market with her or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. What are some characters ideas I have? Let's hear it. Absolutely. What do we got? We got bards with long swords with guitar strings on them. We got ancient warlocks with packs that I don't know, celestial alignments or some shit. I need to start thinking of some new NPC ideas actually for a new game style that I'm going to run. For my next D&D game that I'm going to run, I'm going to do an NPC heavy game, sort of like the Mass Effect style Star Wars game that I ran with like lots of NPCs for the party to take with them. The party loved it, and I'm just going to do that again because I had a lot of fun with it, making NPCs that really like mattered for the world. So I need some NPC ideas, man. I got to make some cool Eldarin like feeling NPCs that fit into the world and have a nice little slice or spot in Teleria that feel like they really matter as far as like their stories go. I don't really know what to do yet. I guess I gotta also know what the party's doing so that I know how much of the like party dynamic those characters need to take up. Because the most important thing for a party, I think, is balance. You want a little bit of everything. You want your broody warlocks, you want your smooth talking scoundrels. You don't want to be without any of them. Okay. This delete sketch, holy. It's it feels like it's slogging through this last bit. There's so much detail. Like a lot of people think that the characters, there's not much like going on their boots or whatever, but for me, I always feel like I spend a lot of time on the characters trying to finish off the fucking ornate armor that I put on their stupid legs. Why'd they have to be so intricate? Knights specifically, man. Sages or whatever. Like Ella's sage that I made for her, she's just chilling. She just wears some boots and they just got little toesies and there's no big deal. But the knight, oh god. There's a lot going on. No grippers, no room for feetsies. Can't believe I woke up and thought it was Thursday today. I was like dead set sure that it was Thursday. I was all ready for Friday sketches tomorrow and everything. Maybe I was just trying to block Baldur's Gate playthrough out. We're still doing that tomorrow. We're still starting Baldur's Gate. I just got to figure out how to add the add-on in that allows you to play with more people in your party than 4. And then we're ripping it tomorrow. We're ripping Baldur's Gate. And I'm gonna do it every week until I finish the stupid game. Or until it gets boring, I don't know. One of the two things will happen. Whatever happens first, I guess we'll just deal with it. What if we can warp our sketch here to change the perspective on this? I wonder if this is really easy. Hold on, I'm gonna try some shit here. Select, modify, wait, no, select, transform. What? There we go. Warp. Oh my god, it works. Oh my god, it actually works. God bless you, Photoshop. Holy shit. I mean, kind of. Like, it's not perfect, obviously, but... I am enchanted right now. Photoshop. I'm sorry for everything bad I've said about you, Adobe, except for all the things that I said that were completely valid, like why the fuck can't you figure out your color palette picker right now in the newest version? It's been months since it came out, or weeks, I don't know, but either way, figure your shit out. But besides that, Adobe, you're doing great. Half elf, former sorcerer. What's up, Fishy? who, after mistaking a succubus summoning circle for a familiar summoning circle, got stripped of his powers. Wait, a succubus for familiar. Okay, I see. Disowned by his family, banished from his home. Afterwards, he made a pact with the succubus he summoned and became a warlock. You guess what happens next? Yep, death, blood rituals, blood pact. Just the inhumanity of it. That's a dark ass story. I like it. Yep, I dig it. Dark ass D&D story. Let's fucking go, man. Blood rituals, Diablo-esque summonings. It's like the starting the summoning Lilith cinematic from Diablo 4. The key is blood. I don't know. Maybe it's not the intent. Fade to black? Yeah. That's your entire character concept, is fade to black? That's not a character concept. That's a Tumblr fanfic. What do you mean character concept? How are you gonna go on adventures like that? I mean, I dig it, but I'm just saying, you know. I dig it. Fishy, I think I'm gonna start redrawing Runa soon. We've been talking a lot about Astral Knights recently on stream. Almost ready to actually have the rules in place for them, and I think I need to my first like project is to redraw Runa and make sure she actually looks good. So, hated party members cast magical darkness. Ah, I know, it's such a pain, isn't it? You're like, fade to black, but I wanted to see, bro. Yeah, come on. Yeah, Nyx gets it. I need to redo it, Fishy, because I'm a terrible artist, and I need to not be terrible when it comes to characters for my friends like yours. How the fuck did this? Hold on, I'm literally gonna rip this out. For some reason my brain isn't making sense of it. Oh, okay. Alright. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Fix it. We're good. What payment would a succubus patron accept? Blood. Souls. The screams of the innocent. Death. Life essence. Unbound chaos. Depends on your fantasy world, I guess, right? I guess it depends on how desperate your players are. Your firstborn? Yep, that too. Firstborn. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really used succubus or incubi or whatever in my games. Don't really have any good stories to tell with them in Eldara, I suppose. For better or worse. Oops. Lost my key grindings for a second there. Okay, now we can delete the whole thing here. Oof. Finally. Oh my god, that was... Laying a blood ritual circle to help? Yep, that would help. I don't know. Hey man, you're summoning demons here, alright? Or is succubus a devil? I forget how D&D categorizes succubi, incubi. They're demons, right? Because like devils are only one specific thing. They're just devils. There's not like different types of devils in D&D, like in Forgotten Realms, right? It's just devils are devils. They're just chill. They're just angry tieflings with more to lose. You know? I never really liked that distinction between devil and demon. I think that it was always like a bit of a needless effort, needless distinction. I don't know if that makes sense. So Hold on, let me close these tabs. I have all these like armor tabs open from 3D printing shit. They're friends, are they? Succubus are friends. They belong to both, or fiends. They belong to both. Imagine your DM not knowing the players well enough to actually give them a succubus to play with. Who am I playing, Fishy? That's so down bad that they need to play D&D with a succubi. Like, what? Who? How does that even like what do you make of me as a DM that I'm playing with players so fucking down bad that they're like, come on man, just put a really hot demon chick into the game, please bro, please, just one time. I won't even talk to her. I'll just imagine that I talk to her. Come on, it's a role play game. Just close your eyes and pretend. No. Yeah, I don't know. Hello, it's me. We don't play D&D, Fishy. I mean, succubus can be friends depending on how down bad your characters are. Yeah, succubus are friends, not fiends. Guapo or Blaze, I don't play D&D with either of them. I don't play D&D with any of the mods. The problem is if I play D&D with one of the mods, I have to play D&D with every mod. If I start playing D&D with Guapo, then Blaze will be like, oh, why don't we play D&D together, Evan? And Thorkin's gonna be like, let D&D, why we don't play? Tabernacle. And then, you know, fucking Steph's gonna be like, well, howdy there, a partner. Why don't you bring some of that D&D down to Arizona, or how the fuck you speak in Arizona, you know? And then they're gonna be mad. And then Eileen's gonna be all mad, but she speaks she's South African, so you know her accent can only allow her to sound so angry before it becomes hilarious, just like Australians or whatever. So you know her getting mad really wouldn't do anything. And then I have to play D&D with all the mods, and it's awful. So I can't pick and choose which are my favorite mods. I've already done that, but I'll never make it public by playing D&D with my favorites. The other character idea is a goblin artificer artillerist. That's pretty good. I vibe with that. Goblin boomstick. Let's go. My DM gave me a perfect waifu in game and made her an arrow ace. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna Google this word. I think you just made up a word. I think you just made up. I Fishy. I'm betting money you just made this word up. Aromantic asexual, also known abbreviation aroace. People are both aromantic and asexual. Oh, so they just don't like anything. All right, cool. Learn a new word today. Aromantic asexual or aerodynamic asexual? Yeah. You got to specify. Are they aromantic or aerodynamic? Why would you think I know that word? So I gave you the perfect waifu, but they don't want anything to do with you. That's what you're saying. You're just mad because they don't want anything to do with you. That's rough, bro. Now the average tavern going fighter experience. Just every person you try and hit on the tavern doesn't want anything to do with you. I mean, out of 4, nothing, Blaze. I'm using you as an example to reinforce the mod stereotype that I have favorites within the mod council. So that's the way it goes, man. Sorry, bro. That's just how it is right now. I was yeeted back into the pantry with shame. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. If you want, I don't know, like, if you want, when we play a D&D game, I can give Runa like a I don't know what dog girls want, like a bone, like a ball girl or something, like a bone girl or a ball girl or whatever fucking dogs chew on in your weird ass fucking anime weeb shit or whatever. You'd be like, here you go, Runa, go fetch. You know, I'm just saying, man. I forgot to save. I fucked up. According to the AD&D Monster Manual, the only authority on this topic, a succubus is a type of demon. Really? So they're demons. They're not devils. All right. I guess I was on the right track there. Thank you, Atari. Thanks for confirming. We're on season 6 of SAO. Verona and I didn't realize so much of this. Wait, I missed so much of the series. Is season 6 Alicization? Because I actually thought that the Alice series arc, whatever, was actually pretty good. Season 2 of Alicization. Oh, okay. We haven't had a new season in years, have we? I don't know. I watched it when I was younger. Thought you were about to offer to run a lewd D&D session. I was going to Kermit. You want me to run lewd D&D? All right. Dude, you probably couldn't pay me enough to run like Genshin D&D. All right. I'm not gonna run lewd D&D for fucking keep my sanity and my own self-respect. Jesus Christ. Could you imagine? Could you imagine how much someone would have to pay me to do that? Could you just imagine the amount of bits? So I'm asking, I was just like, oh yeah, that tracks. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Alicization arcs are fucking bangers. They're pretty good. I don't know. I'm an enjoyer. I'm not an SAO hater. I also don't require too much out of my anime, nor do I take it too seriously. So maybe that's it. Sanity and self-respect? Can't you only have one? Maybe. To be fair, I stream, so I don't really have any self-respect anymore. Sanity? I don't know. That's a good point, actually. I don't know. I expect them to know about those tags, but I digress. What tags? What tags are you talking about? Never mind, I don't want to know. I probably don't know Vidi. I'm just talking about it in a way that makes it seem like I know what's going on. I think Fishy's still making up words, but I could be wrong. That is always a concern and a risk, I guess. Imagine someone made an in-game dice goblin. Oh, it's probably happened. You know what? No, it's definitely happened. 100%. In-game dice goblin. Collects shiny math rocks. I used to not get dice goblins. I didn't understand them until Ella started making dice, and now I get dice goblins because they're her customers, and I understand them now, and I love them. I can send you a tier list. Please don't. No, we're not doing a tag tier list. I'm not doing a tag. Fishy, my stream isn't age gated. You're allowed to be in my stream at. I can't do a fucking tag tier list on this channel. Maybe Project Evangelade. Never know what's going on here? Yeah, me either, Rose. Me either, bro. Where do you fit on my 4-quadrant chart I sent you? Let's see. Where's our DMs? You even sent me a DM recently, have you? Oops. Mark on. Excellent. Mark that right. Okay. 4-quadrant chart. Let's see. As okay, yeah, all right, sure. No context. Right there, right the fuck there. Cause I'm not a freaking weirdo, but I've been on the internet long enough. All right, I've been on the internet long enough that I know my ways around. I've been on. I was like, you can't cite the old internet to me. I was there when it was written. I was there before 4chan. I was there when before I was there during Newgrounds. All right, I was there during somethingawful.com. If you don't remember somethingawful.com, you're definitely a baby, or you just never went on the internet. Okay. Something Awful was the origination of memes. I remember Arfin House. I was there when Pancake Bunny emerged. I was there when Ceiling Cat was watching you. Okay? I was there. So I know. But Fishy, I ain't a fucking weirdo. So that's why, yeah. Get that shit out of here. Fucking weirdo degen shit on your weirdo fucking chart. Holy fuck, man. Jesus, what do you mean you were right? Pinning me down with the easiest fucking take ever. Like you're some genius. I was in stuff I shouldn't have been on. Yep, true. E-Bombs World, all that shit, man. Yep. You saw memories from the depths of them. Memories I didn't even know existed. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I mean, it's disgraceful. I just searched the words on Google, bunny pancake, and this is what I get. This is disgraceful. Bunny pancake meme. I was there. I was in junior high looking at memes on somethingawful.com with my friends during computer class in the library, on the library PCs, on the Macintoshes, on the where was it, the iMac? The old iMac. On these. On this. I was looking up these memes on this iMac. With the circle puck mouse. Okay. I was there, man, during the during the origination. Don't quote the old magics to me. Don't cite the deep words. Don't cite the old memes. Don't lecture me on the ancient ways of degeneracy on the internet. I was there when 4chan was truly degenerate. I'm still paying the therapy bills. Anyway, remember the Wild West of the internet, Encyclopedia Dramatica and shock images? Yep. The double computer, unfortunately. Stream isn't age gated. Let's not. Oh yeah, thanks, please. Remember those computers? Everyone remember those computers. Everyone, like, how old do you have to be to remember those computers? Probably you have to be at least like what, 29 to remember those computers? I don't know. It depends on how shitty your school was, I guess. But man, they were new shit when they came out, bro. The original iMac, they're like, it's a computer in the monitor. You're like, wow. It's a computer in the monitor. What a crazy world we live in. But memes have come so far and yet are still the exact same. I was there when 9gag was still funny. I was there when Newgrounds dating sims were in their genesis. I was there when the jump clapping barbarian on Ariat Summit was all you needed to keep you going in a day. Reflection of Depth of Humanity, really? Yeah, something like that. Those computers are definitely something. Yeah. My school had them in like 2007. Yeah, I think that's about right. Because I graduated, I had them in junior high school. And I was in junior high from 2000 and, what was it? 2001 to 2004, I think. And then I graduated high school then in 2007, right? And then 2008 was a whatever fuck off year. And then 09, 10, 11, and 12. So I graduated from art school in 2012. Right, and then I got married in 2014. Okay, yeah. All right. It tracks. I'm old. That's fine. I'm glad I was there, man. I'm glad I got to be a kid of the 90s. I feel bad for Zoomers these days. I feel bad for the Zoomers that never got to hold a Game Boy. That never knew consoles other than their phone. But you know what? That's the way life goes, man. The old ways die off. The new ways survive. And the memes go on. But I'm glad I was there to see the beginning of the memes, the birth of the meme internet. The birth of meme base and then the fall of meme base. I still think my best I think the best meme that made it out of that era was probably all your base art belong to us. It still hits, man. Maybe that's just me in my 30s. But I'll look it up once every like 2 years for no reason. It's still good. It's still solid. Miss Game Boy SP. I still have 2 Game Boy Advance SPs. They both work. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Don't get me wrong. I like my Switch. I do like my Switch. How do you feel? Can I has Cheeseburger Cat? I mean, Cheeseburger Cat was great, but I like my Cheeseburger Cat. Cheeseburger Cat's good, but like I am a Grumpy Cat enjoyer. Although Grumpy Cat was later, I think between Cheeseburger Cat and Ceiling Cat, which I'm not gonna Google Ceiling Cat. Well, maybe I could. Ceiling Cat can't be the proper one. Yeah, Ceiling Cat was good. I'm more of a Ceiling Cat enjoyer than a Can I has Cheeseburger Cat? You know, but Grumpy Cat I think is the epitome. Like I still send Ella this meme once in a while when she asks me some stupid ass fucking question, like, hey, can we get like a Disney wreath for our front door for like Christmas or some shit? I'll just send her this meme. Or the good one. Or good. Grumpy Cat, good. This one. She's like, hey, my cousin so-and-so lost his job. And I'll just send her this meme. Good. Evan, Yuna is all alone and she's sad and she needs you to take her out and help her. Good. I don't care. I'm a Grumpy Cat enjoyer and I'm not going to apologize for it. That's who I am. We used Grumpy Cat all the time in D&D back in the day. So, you know, Typical Dog is also good. Yep. Gotta go enjoy my stay. I'll leave you with a disapproving Beethoven music meme. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Viddy. I'll catch you later, bro. See you, man. Some consoles were actually easily portable. Yeah. My favorite console, I think, and I've thought about this a lot. I think I have a hot take with consoles. I think my favorite console ever was the PSP. Yep. I have the biggest collection of PSP games of any other console. Or sorry, PSP RPGs, excuse me. PS2, obviously PS2 is spectacular. The PS2, it's not all hype, man. People say like, oh, PS2, it's all hype. It's just, it's not actually better than the PS4. It doesn't have all these. No, PS2 is not just hype. PS2 is legitimately one of the best consoles, one of the best libraries ever made. But man, I think that the PSP was solid. I love my PSP. I played so many different games. It had so many bangers, so many original games, so many RPG ports. I liked it, man. I missed my PSP. I pulled it out a little while ago because I was going through my box of old consoles. And I was like, I should see if it still works. Probably doesn't. But I still have my library of physical media PSP games that are all in a back shelf that I wish I could pull them out at some point in time and display them properly, but that happened. Oh, as your fave? Yeah, PS Vita didn't live up to the hype though, but I don't know. Patapon was great. And also, you're just not gonna get Patapon out of your head. You think you will, but between patas and pawns and patapon, you'll never get it out of your head. You're fucked. All right, I think it's all for today. I think we got a lot of work done, man. But I gotta go take Yuna out. I hear her collar jingling downstairs, and Ella left a while ago, so I gotta go take the pup out. I'm gonna save that. We save it. We good? All right. Thank you guys for hanging out today. Apparently, it's not Thursday, so tomorrow I think there's a 90% chance, unless I fuck it up somehow and don't get the mods installed in some awful way, 90% chance we're going to play Baldur's Gate, 10% chance we're going to do Baldur's Gate fan art and then do Baldur's Gate the next week. So 9-10, we'll figure it out. But either way, thank you guys for all the help figuring out our Astral Knight lore. The questions you guys asked me about the Astral Knight are really helpful for me. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I'm going to get up and see if my knees are fucked from the gym this morning. So that'll be cool. But if you guys are going to be gone or doing whatever for the rest of the week, then have a good rest of your week. Otherwise, I will catch you all tomorrow for our Baldur's Gate playthrough that we're going to start. And then Friday, we're going to do requests. Or if I'm just addicted to Baldur's Gate, then that's what we'll do for the rest of the year. I don't know. Probably not, though. But it's always a risk. So have a great rest of your day. Love you all. Until next time, my friends. Farewell.